Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to Share A Beer Show 447. Today is January 16th, 2018, and welcome to the show, man. We are here. We've got Andrew, we've got Bum, and Mark all in the video. Man, how you guys doing, brothers?
Excellent.
Doing okay, all things considered in the world Pittsburgh.
Hey, Bum, I got a really bad joke for you.
Lay it on me.
Why do they call the Steelers stadium Heinz Stadium?
I give up.
Because they're always playing catch up.
Ah, very good. Dilly.
Yeah, dilly, right? Yeah, dilly. So today there will be a lot of football talk because some exciting games on Sunday at least. Saturday kind of went a little as planned, but Sunday definitely there were some exciting games. So we'll talk about that. We'll definitely get into what we're drinking. For those that may be watching for the first time, we start out the show by talking about what we're drinking, and then we'll go into a little description of it, of what we're drinking on Untapped. We use Untapped as our source for keeping track. It's a beer social network actually, and it's UNT PPD without the E, right?
Yep.
So, E. It's just without the E. You can look at it, look it up in your local app store on your mobile device and download it, and you'll find us all there. I'm Joe_D. Mm-hmm. You'll find Mark under your full name, right, Mark?
Yes. I have nothing to hide. Well,
I'm Mark A. Bum, which is almost my full name.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. And then Andrew's. I don't know. What are you?
I'm under my first. I got my regular name up there, but I got an underscore between my first and last name.
Okay, so you'll be able to find us all on there, and you can find Paul Sanderson, who's in the chat room right now, on there as well, and Lance is in there.
LTL.
So you can find us all in there. Earth's in there. He'll probably jump in here later on.
And Earth just did jump in.
Oh, look at you! Look at this. We got an appearance from Earth. Hey,
holy!
All right.
Circle the date on the calendar. Earth is on the video.
All right. Yeah, he's got a brew. He's ready to go. I also have a beer today. The last of my first beer, actually. So.
You don't have to work tonight, Joe.
No working tonight. The only thing I'm working is this beer.
or we just gonna do a vacation day.
Yeah, today is a vacation day, so a vacation night. So,
last Tuesday I had a pair of my Surly Furiouses.
Oh, okay, nice.
I had a pair of them last week, and I used the nice glassware that you sent me, Joe.
Oh, yeah, you like it? You like?
Oh yeah, 16-ounce can all the way to the top.
Yep,
love it.
Yep. I do. I love these glasses. I'm drinking from them right now. The shape is a nice classic style. It's real subtle. It's not overdone or anything. So yeah, I like them, man. They're now I feel like glassware is something that kind of lasts for a while if you take care of them. I mean, you can break them, but. And then I always seem to remember whoever
ceramic
sent me a glass.
Toast. Ceramic floors, any glass is going to be toast.
Oh yeah. So, hey, Earth's in the show. What are you drinking, Earth? How you doing, brother? By the way,
I'm doing good. I went down to the store earlier and got me some local beer from Montana.
Oh, Scepter.
Oh, whereabouts out in Montana are you?
I'm in Livingston right now.
Oh, okay. Are you visiting the grandparents or
the grandparents, the parents?
Yeah.
So Draftworks Scepter IPA.
Cool.
Livingston's a railroad town. Has been for the last 100+ years.
So the Grand Forks. What was that again? Scepter.
Cool.
Scepter.
We might have lost Earth's audio.
Yeah. It just came back. Yeah.
You
It's
got
probably
me?
freezing because it's like probably 28 below zero there right now. Maybe not.
ISIS. Blame ISIS.
Was it Grand Forks Earth? Was it Grand Forks Brewing?
DraftWorks.
Oh, DraftWorks. I'm sorry.
Apparently, this is 2014 GABF gold medal winner.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Joe, that's DraftWorks, DRAUGHT, DraftWorks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're trying to confuse me here. These darn breweries. What's up with that? Yeah, they're.
I've never seen before, so.
You just checked that into Untapped, right, Earth? Just
Yeah, one earlier, yeah.
a minute before the show?
Okay. I gotta pull up Untapped here. See what we got.
I still gotta get my Furious logged in yet.
Yeah, I'm still. Man, what the hell, man?
Maybe if you pull up Earth's, since you're friends with him, if you pull up his Untapped profile, you can get to the beer quicker because he just checked it in on Untapped.
I'm looking right at it as soon as I clicked it open.
Oh, okay.
Drought, it looks like Drought Works. DRAUGH.
Draft.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of a darn thing is running slow or something.
There it is. Yep.
Everybody's got me.
You're the last one.
I haven't tried yet. Do you want me to get it before you two, Joe?
Yeah. You might as well. You have everybody
Okay,
get
I'll
on
look
in
for
there.
Let's see if we can get it before Joe.
Yeah, everybody. Oh my God, what is going on here?
Actually, I had it on my phone a minute ago when here it is.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Now I finally have it. Jeez. Yeah, I was struggling there. I was sweating. You see the perspiration happening here? Oh my God, what's going
Not
on?
that many check-ins, really. 3,900.
Yeah, that was
LTO, man. What's going on?
I was really struggling there. Let's see. So we've got the Scepter here. So Scepter IPA, 3,970 total ratings on here. 36 in the last 30 days. We have 6.1 ABV, 68 IBUs. This monster shows no mercy. 7 insane additions of different hops create an assertive hop aroma of tropical fruits and citrus, followed by fresh flavors of mango, pineapple, grapefruit, and even coconut throughout each sip. Are you getting all of that, Earth, in that brew?
Not getting the mango, not getting the coconut.
Yeah, and it says if I hear coconut, I want coconut up in there, man.
Yeah.
It's not quite a full Tom beer. You've got a 3.84 rating on here, but that still sounds really solid.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. That does, yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And sorry for me taking so damn long to. I'm all. Let me take a look at this one here. I can get some. Yeah. Here's a good look at it. Missoula, Montana. Yeah, I have not had a Montana beer. I don't think. Wait a minute. Yeah, you Moose Drool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Moose Drool's on there.
Yeah. Is it Tom's got the feedback in there?
Yeah, Tom's got the whoopee cushion going.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, you're supposed to turn that off before you join, man. Come on, that's the clue. Yeah, Yeah, I'm gonna have to mute you, man. That one's a little annoying in the ear. I'm very sorry, but that was.
The Echo device has a very good skill. I mean, that's very much like. Yeah.
Hey, Mark, maybe you can integrate that into your malt liquor song.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah. I'll have to cut another one.
No, that's the King of Smoke.
King of Smoke.
Yeah. Make another version. Yeah. So, what are you having, Bum?
I'm basically warming up with the Sam 76. Remember last week I had those sample cans.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up buying a production of the real stuff, a 6-pack of the production stuff last week, and it's decent. I'm not quite sure, haven't looked it up yet, what this beer actually is. In typical Sam BS, Sam 76 is a perfect union of lager and ale, giving you a craft beer with the flavor and ale and a refreshment and crisp finish of a lager. So which is it? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what this beer actually is? But it's decent tasting. But this is kind of my warm-up to my Malt Liquor Report beer, which, like I mentioned, I'm running low on beer tonight, so I'm going to break out a malt liquor and
See what happens.
take one for the
Desperate
team.
times call for desperate measures.
Hey, Tom, if you fixed your audio, then go ahead and unmute yourself there, man, if you can. Oh yeah, no,
You're still farting, Tom.
yeah, it's still there.
Paul says it sounds like a Fat Boys song.
A bad one, yeah, a bad Fat Boy song, yeah. So yeah, we looked at it. Well, you had that one just last week, right?
Well, on camera, I had their New England IPA. I had the Juicy IPA.
Oh, okay. And then we talked about
We talked about the Sam
Right.
76. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. And are you having anything, Andrew?
Red can.
Oh, Red Can, Coca-Cola. Right on. That a 2018 variant, or is that a 2018?
Yeah,
17?
it's 2018 variant. Just picked it up last week.
Okay. And how would you say this year's is different from last year's?
No different.
Yeah, no different. And what was that?
Still stripping the chrome off the bumpers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can
Yep.
still use it to clean stuff with. And
Well, actually, the stuff in the can, they use high fructose corn syrup in. It's the stuff that's in the bottle is the original stuff, because they actually make that with sugar, and that's what's made down in Mexico, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. Cane sugar.
So if you want the true stuff, you gotta get the stuff in the bottle.
Yeah, well, let's be clear. They don't make the true stuff anymore, and they never will.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, they do, south of the border.
No,
Oh, they're putting cocaine in? What did I miss?
yeah, no,
True stuff.
they take the Coke out of the Coca-Cola. They will not make that anymore.
Yeah.
Ruining all the
That's
fun.
the true stuff. The Coke in the Coca-Cola is what used to make the soda.
Agreed.
You can real cane all you want. that ain't gonna give you the boost that.
The George Carlin boost, the
that
first
is,
night of Saturday Night Live.
right.
You can still randalize and recreate the original recipe.
You could very much. Yeah, everybody's capable of randalizing and trying to duplicate the real Coca-Cola. That's for sure. I kind of, I'd be kind of interested in what a true Coca-Cola would taste like. I mean, the original recipe.
The original recipe.
You know?
And the week after you have to go in for a DOT physical and a blood test.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's it kind of, something like that kind of interests me a little bit. You just had Budweiser 1933 Repeal Reserve beer that's supposed to be the same recipe. Repal Reserve, right? Repal. How did that go again? Repeal. So and that's supposed to duplicate the original recipe of Budweiser.
Come
Which
on,
they
Coke.
can do. I mean, there didn't used to be an illegal substance in Budweiser. Everything used to be legal. So
Yeah.
that's easy enough. But Coca-Cola is kind of a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, they should make Coca-Cola 1882 repeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's still under repeal reserve, right?
Yeah.
There's not a legal place in the world they can make that, huh?
I don't know.
Mars?
Amsterdam.
Is it not on Mars?
Amsterdam.
No, they can't even make it in Amsterdam.
They do.
Actually, we're more like Amsterdam now than Amsterdam is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Amsterdam, you can literally walk into a store, I mean, you can pay for women of ill repute, and if you want, you go in there and get a bong while you're at it too.
Yeah, but you still can't get an original Coke.
But
Yeah, but their laws are loose enough over there, though.
Yeah, it actually, we are bounds. We are way above Amsterdam at this point. We're the only place in the world where it's legal. California is the first place where it's actually recreational legal. In Amsterdam, it's not quite legal yet. They just tolerate it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
It's not legal. It's actually just tolerated. So the minute we legalized it for medical use here in this country, it was, not in the whole country, but in a lot of states.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were already ahead of that game, and California was way ahead of that game, and Colorado. I mean, we're ahead of that game, and now California upped them again because they're like, hey, you don't even need to go to the doctor anymore. You don't even need to play that game.
Yeah, what was it last year? The joke was when they legalized marijuana, they called it in the Super Bowl is out there. They called it the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So Lance, what are you having, brother?
Well, I got the rare Tuesday night off, and I end up with Ice House tonight.
Ooh.
Edge.
The last time I drank that, I was 21.
Is that malt liquor? Is that malt liquor?
I think it's kind of below that. This is Ice House Edge.
Yeah.
This is the Edge version, which is 8%.
That's. I think you could, if you bought that in a bottle, you could tap it and make a video of some sort.
You're allowed to tap the can.
Yeah, okay. You just have to show the that qualifies, doesn't it? Bum, he's actually having a malt liquor. Technically,
it has to. Does it say malt liquor on the can anywhere? That's what you have to go.
Let's see here.
Malt beverage, I'm assuming.
No, it has to say malt liquor to be a blueprint worthy beverage.
No, it says it's a lager. It says right on the can.
Yeah.
High gravity lager.
So
Imperial lager.
Okay, I don't care. I don't
care.
Lance, make a video anyway. I don't give a rip. They're breaking the blueprint anyway, man.
Hey, I'm out of season right now. I might be special just for you guys.
You're out of season.
I'm my hiatus till March.
Yeah, and he actually admits to, he actually shows it on camera having a ice house.
Yeah.
Hey, you ask, I'm gonna show it.
I ask and then I rip him right afterwards, right?
I have some of my homebrew and I'm sitting on it, I'm down to half a keg.
What are you having, Mark?
I am having blueberry tart.
Oh wow, look at you. A southern tier.
Blueberry tart. Blueberry sour beer.
Don't let Zach show up. I swear to God.
Yeah. It says Imperial Sour Wheat Ale. It is 8.5% ABV. It was a 4-pack, and I think the 4-pack was like $12.
Blueberry tart, you called it?
Yeah, blueberry tart.
Yeah.
Seasonal.
That's a lot of.
Ooh, I can smell the blueberry from here.
Now, from my experience with those other beers recently from Southern Tier, that cinnamon roll was an example. Mm-hmm. They were really good at the nose. I'll give it that.
Now, I poured this out, and I could smell the blueberry as it was pouring. So
yeah.
Now, did it say on the when you bought the 4-pack? Did it say like how they made it?
Is that was that a bomber or was that?
No, it was a 4-pack for $12. It says sour ale brewed with blueberry puree with natural blueberry flavor added. So they did use real blueberries, at least at some point in the process.
They said puree. They said, that counts. They said flavor added. I guess they wanted an extra boost to it. That's why I was asking the question.
Yeah, I think but it's got a slight blueberry color. The foam has got that little bit of blue to it, and it smells like blueberry. Definitely blueberry. Let's see how sour it is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if it's sour or sweet or adjunct tasting.
No, I would call it tart, not sour. It's more tart than sour.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I guess it qualifies as a sour. I mean, it's pretty drinkable, and it's not bad. It's definitely wow. The color pouring out it's got we got a little bit left, but it's almost we got a little bit of purple color in the liquid itself. So yeah, I mean it's a nice color. I mean, I like the look of it. It's got some nice carbonation coming up. Very blueberry forward. Yeah, it's like a tart blueberry.
I think a lot of breweries are starting to brew a beer that looks like that, right? That has that like redness to it, or some sort of rubiness to it. I'm starting to, at least some of our local breweries here in town, I'm starting to see beers that look like that. And they're not all sours, but
yeah. No, this one they call it blueberry tart, so they don't call it blueberry. It says Imperial Sour Wheat Ale. I don't really get the wheat, but it's tart. I would call it tart instead of sour. I mean,
that's fair.
It's a good entry level sour. It's got some sour, but it's not like over the top sour.
That one sounds better than that. The cinnamon roll brew that I had from them, was. I mean, if you were looking for something sweet, you know what I'm saying? I could see where some people are going to like it just because of that. Like, there's this trend with all the, the ciders and stuff, to come out with these really sweet beverages. And, that kind of had a syrupy sort of artificial taste. You know what I'm saying?
No, this tastes pretty real. But yeah, it's not. I mean, if you're really into sours, it's not that sour.
Yeah,
it could be a lot more sour and still have a blueberry flavor, I think. Because we were out in Portland a couple years ago. What was the name of the brewery? But it was a sour brewery, and they did everything in cask, and they had a cask blueberry sour that was sour, but you could still taste the blueberry, but it was sour though.
Man, cask beers are so fantastic. I had a bunch last night. The 2,200 ratings on this, 1,500 in the last 30 days. 8.5 ABV, no IBUs rated. A 3.68 bottle cap rating, no description here on Untapped.
I'm giving it a 3.5. I mean, it's
probably a good spring beer.
Yeah, it's right. I'm starting to see they're coming out with the spring seasonals already, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, you've seen lots of Helles beer coming out, that type of stuff, which is a spring.
Yeah.
So,
but I'll crack this one really quick. We'll get into Tom's beer. This ain't nothing special. This is just a session lager from. It's literally called Session Lager. I think Full Sail just wants it to be its own little label, but it's from Full Sail Brewing. And they also play this the last one I opened was Scissors. They play this little game of rock, paper, scissors under the bottle cap. And so this one's rock. So the last one here, I'll show you the last one. The last one was Scissors. So you can see that there. So that's
rock crushes scissors.
So yeah, it's the idea is you buy a 12 pack. They're only sold in 12 packs, and you buy a 12 pack, and they're pretty inexpensive. And you share them with your buddies and campfire, picnic, whatever, and you have a little built-in game there. You can do whatever with that. Rock, paper, scissors. So, but they're solid session beers. I mean, Tom, what are you having, brother?
I sound better now?
Yes.
All right. Did a little plan B with the headphones. Why not, right?
Yep.
I am drinking one of those you see it, buy it beers. Firestone.
11 or 12?
The 17th anniversary.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Tom, you sound like an air traffic controller with those headphones.
He does, right? Oh, that's a good call.
Sounds like an air traffic controller.
That was a great call. He does.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, you sound like the pilot. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, no, that's not bad. You know what
Ladies
I'm
and gentlemen.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to land at Boston International.
I have a signature like a doctor. I don't make doctor money, but I have a signature at least. You know, maybe you may not make pilot money, but at least you sound like one.
I'm almost there.
Yeah, all you got to do now is sleep at a Holiday Inn Express, and you got it made, brother. You know.
Sounds like plans.
So, what are you getting from that beer there, Tom?
Oh man,
I'll show you why Tom's drinking this beer here in a second.
well, I guess it's 5 different beers mixed in one. So I guess I don't know how to. It's the Velvet Marking, the Parabola, I guess.
Yeah.
Sticky Monkey, Bravo, and Eldorado.
Sticky Monkey. How fun is that, bro? You cannot say Sticky Monkey without laughing.
Head coach is in.
Dude, Sticky Monkey is just as that's like dilly dilly, isn't it? Like, Sticky Monkey, that just makes you giggle, right?
Yeah, you can't say that and not laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dude, you gotta laugh at that. But I'll show this one on Untapped really quick, man. This is excellent. 21,000 total ratings on here.
Wow.
97 in the last 30 days. This is the Firestone 17.
Oh, it's the 21st. It's the 21st. My bad.
Oh, dude.
It said 2017 vintage, so it kind of threw a curveball. I didn't take notice of it. I apologize.
Pilot error.
20, you said 21, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. All right. Okay, so we got 6,800, 2,200 in the last 30 days, 11.8% ABVs, 28 IBUs, and a 4.34. That sounds like some people's 40 time, right? 4.34. Yeah. 4.34. Those are excellent numbers, man. 4.34. You know what I'm saying? That's a great rating.
Wasn't that Share Beer Show of about 10 or last year sometime?
Well, yeah, last year. Yeah, that's a good call.
Nostradamus.
Even someone like us could make that call, right, Andrew? You know? Yeah, that's about on my level right there. I'm like, let's see, it's been 2 weeks in the year. Okay, that was last year, right? You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, I got that one covered. You know? Hey, we've got 2 people in the house tonight that you know, from the Big Brotherhood, representing. We've got Earth and head coach in here today. What's up, man? How you doing, Coach?
I'm good.
Glad you finally made it. It was a long time for you getting on here.
Oh yeah, I figured out how to get on. What you do is you take the phone and you throw it against the wall, and then you try again, and then it works. So
no, it's amazing. It is amazing how that works. Yeah. So tell us what you just poured, man. I seen you pour something.
It's the Cyclops.
Oh,
ooh.
That looks delicious.
It's 7.1%. So
Cascade Lakes.
Is that a single or double IPA?
I think it's a single. Like a double. It is Cascade Lakes, yeah.
Okay,
it's at that APV is kind of borderline. That's what I was asking.
It would have to be a single just based on the guy's eyeball in the artwork.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I'll show the Untapped on that one as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got 8,100 in the last 30 days. Total ratings on here. I'm sorry. 12 in the last 30 days. God, I'm all jacked up. 7.1% ABV, 65 IBUs, a 3 point. Dude, good numbers. Great number. 354. Right. That's a decent rating, but it's a great number. Right. 354. You know.
That's
as long as it ends with F numbers. Remember that, and then it's just great. You know what I'm saying? The hops are Warrior, Willamette, Liberty, Cascade, and Centennial. Wow, yeah. So that should be some nice big grassy hop there. With the 65, you're probably getting a decent little bitterness out of there.
Yeah, there's a big bitterness at the very end for sure.
Yeah.
Get a lot of pine?
No, not a lot. Not like I expected.
Huh. It's classified as an IPA. It looks, some of these pictures look like...
It looks a little darker than an IPA.
Yeah, pale ale sort of thing happening here. Maybe, another one of those on-the-line kind of beers, right? Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we got some good-looking people here having some beers, man. That's always good to see. Yeah. It looks decent enough. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they got my selfie on the label. That's cool.
That's after you get back to your terminal, right, Joe?
Yeah, that was after the plastic surgery.
I thought that was before coffee.
Yeah, no, this is post-surgery look right here, man. Like, I mean, this is as good as it gets. You know, I paid a lot of money for this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's so we do, Bum, I think we had one person almost came close to drinking malt liquor on the actual show here. That was a very close call. I thought he was going to beat you. What's the latest from the true Blueprint community?
Yeah, I thought for sure that I was going to have the worst beer on here tonight, but it's going to be the second
close.
worst.
Yeah,
I am about to.
What the hell is that?
Yeah,
exactly.
Colt 45 pile driver.
I've never even heard of that one.
This is malt liquor with orange juice in it.
Oh my God!
Whoa!
Oh, they can't call it driver.
Time out. What's one of the?
Yeah, I know this. I know, man. This is in violation of the Blueprint. You do not fruit the malt. So unless you're Fear or Jay Vega, you will get cussed out and possibly sent to malt liquor hell for drinking.
Now before you begin, did Billy D approve of this one? I have to know.
Oh my God!
It's a Colt 45 product, so Billy D does approve.
He does approve. It is a 45.
I want that clarified before you began.
Yes, Billy D does approve.
It's like a mimosa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's like, but I'll tell you. And I don't know how old this bottle is. This can is. I've been sitting on this for at least 3 or 4 months, and
so it's pretty warm.
As long as you keep it ice cold in a dark place, you might be okay.
So that's a warm beer right now.
Oh no! I learned my lesson from last time when I drank that double malt last year.
Mm-hmm.
I learned my lesson. This thing has been sitting beside me, but I've had it in my cooler pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering. You said you were sitting on it, so I didn't know.
Yeah. So I am smelling some. I'm smelling some orange, and I'm also smelling lousy beer.
Yeah. Doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
Automatic drain pour?
No, not at all.
Now, how real is the orange juice?
As real as the malt liquor tastes like good beer.
That's a good answer.
It's all a matter of perception. The orange is as crappy as the beer, but I will say it's certainly drinkable. I've had worse regular beers in my life.
I'll actually share the untapped on that one. It actually
untapped on this.
It actually has an untapped.
And 3.25.
219 totals, 9 in the last 30 days.
Wow.
There's actually 209 people that drank Colt 45 pile driver that actually logged it on the Untapped. That's what's amazing. 5.9% is actually not that high ABV.
No, I think the orange juice probably kills it.
No IBUs. Can you imagine that? 3.24.
At least it's respectable for bottle caps.
Respectable rating.
3.24. That's right with Coors, isn't it?
Yeah, OJ and Colt 45, the breakfast of champions.
Yeah, I mean, look at some of the pictures, man. It actually doesn't look too bad. I have to give it that. Look at that.
Oh, I know what I can say. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
So you don't see too many orange juice beers. I'll give it that.
Wake up,
tomato. You see the Clamatos, right?
You're gonna start drinking all day. I mean, this is what you want to start.
IPA. Is this what this is now?
So is this a breakfast malt liquor? Is that what that is?
Breakfast malt.
I guess they want you to start early.
Yeah, you can't. I'll give them that. You can't drink all day unless you start early, right? You have to start early.
Or your third shift.
I think this beer is for those that just freshly turned 21.
Oh, they're having the good chips. I'll give them that. Those are my favorite.
Got some good chips.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. This is. I don't know how many. It's pretty hard to sexy up this beer. I'll tell you right now. But well, this is a decent image right here. Oh my God! Look at that guy in the middle.
That's some Still Worldwide. It looks like.
Hey.
Oh my God! Yeah. No,
all three of them are orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's in context from that standpoint.
Line du jour right there, Tom.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was good.
Title. All three of them are orange.
That was good. He made it count right there, man. That is good. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, but how many orange juice beers? I've never even thought about. I can't think that I've ever even thought about orange juice in beer.
I mean, that's why we look to the malt liquor industry for creative.
That's true. How many of the malt liquor community have actually had this beer, Bum?
I've never even heard of it, let alone seen it on a shelf anywhere.
The only one that I know of for sure was Jay Vega, and if you recall, I mentioned that during the report a few months ago. He drank it in honor of O.J. Simpson getting spring, so in honor of the news, he drank the pile driver.
And Joe said to chug it, man. You got to chug it.
Oh, no way. No.
Oh, that'd be bad news, huh, Bum?
No. I'm just
bad news.
That I'll be able to drink the whole thing down without gagging, unlike that double malt that I had.
Yeah.
But actually, I'll give it my ultimate endorsement, or my criteria, which I use a lot of times. I would buy this again, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay.
No kidding.
Is it better than a regular Colt 45?
Well, I still haven't had regular Colt 45 I don't think I ever have. I had the double malt a couple months ago. Yeah. But regular Colt 45, I don't think I've ever tried in my life. This is only my second malt liquor that I've had in 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because he had the
double malt.
Oh, come on, you gotta take the smoothness test at least once. Come on now.
And
you gotta join Billy D with some Colt 45, man.
Yeah,
well, maybe someday.
Drinks every time or something like what was the works every time.
Works every time.
So is that all from the malt liquor community?
No, I'll give you some quick news.
Any new fresh drama?
Oh yeah, we do have fresh. There's always fresh drama. We do have another person claiming that he has overthrown Steel Worldwide as the MLDC chairman.
Oh boy.
And once again, this is somebody that I've never mentioned because he's not one of the top level guys. This is a guy formerly known as Save the Polar Bears 79. He's now known as the Pork Chop Killer.
Jesus, what a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spelled just like it sounds. The Pork Chop Killer.
The Pork Chop Killer. Oh
yeah. And he has made a new video proclaiming himself to be the new MLDC chairman. And he has announced that there is a revised blueprint.
Ooh.
We have new rules for the blueprint now, according to the Pork Chop Killer.
So this is a whole total new blueprint. This isn't like an amendment to the blueprint.
Well, it is. It's amended blueprint rules. And some of them are, from now on, you have to drink with the label in if you're drinking a bottled beer. That's to show the beverage itself.
Oh, okay.
Also, no more expired malts. If it's past the expiration date, you cannot drink it. And
automatic drain for?
I don't know. But
they abide by those rules.
What is Greg in charge of the malt liquor now?
The Pork Chop Killer. And no Ballantine ale. That was the one non-malt liquor that was allowed to be consumed by, according to a lot of people. Falstaff Brewing mostly would drink Ballantine Triple X ale. That seemed to be the only acceptable substitute for malt liquor. And no Ballantine ale allowed, according to the blueprint of the Pork Chop Killer. So I will say that I don't think the Pork Chop Killer stands a chance.
$209 possible if he's the leader. It's gonna be a possible overthrow here real soon.
I don't think so. 209 Jay Jones, who has a much higher standing in the MLDC, tried a coup last year and it failed miserably. So the pork chop killer does not stand.
Going down.
Yeah, he's going down, man. Yeah, that can't possibly succeed.
No.
Yeah.
And if that succeeds, then we know the MLDC is done.
Yeah.
I think.
And the other bit of news, if you remember 2 weeks ago, I introduced you to McStud.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And did the Pocky One Chip Challenge. Well, Malt Mustang tipped off McStud in the comments of one of his videos that he was the featured malt liquor drinker on Share a Beer a couple of weeks ago. So McStud did kind of a response video, a very nice response video.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anybody watching can go to his videos, and it's the video titled Mickey's Malt Liquor Wednesday. But I'll give you the quick highlights from the video, and I will warn you once again, beware of McStud's language and subject matter. As in regards to bodily functions and sex.
Was it with him and his wife, or
this video is just him?
Okay.
Yeah, but he basically here's some of the highlights. He basically just says, "Shout out to Joe D and the crew. You guys effing rock." He's like, "That's so cool that you spent like 15 minutes on me." He mentioned about it. He goes, "That was no game eating that chip." He goes, "Stuff like that. Your shout out inspires me to make more malt liquor videos." And he used your words, Joe. He goes, proving that he watched the segment. He goes, "Even if I am a prospector or a water boy." he goes, "I don't mind that." He goes, "I do my own thing. I go by my own rules." And so he did a pretty nice video thanking us for the shout out.
Which video was it again?
Called Mickey's Malt Liquor Wednesday.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so
yeah. It's just basically him talking to the camera.
So the other half didn't go like topless or nothing.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she hasn't been in his videos lately, or too many of them. I think she's been sick.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, so that was some cool interaction with McStud.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
We kind of crossed the divide there, between the MLDC and the
Malt Mustang seems to have become the go-between between us and the MLDC. So, and that's about it for the Malt Liquor Report for this week. There's always more, but that's all the main stuff. Label out.
Label. Yeah.
I like that sign off.
Yeah, they should make. Yeah, that is a good. That's a good one there. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, to walk off on right there. Yeah, label out, right, or label off? Did you say?
Yeah, label out, bitches.
Yeah, label out. Yeah, bitches. Yeah, you got to seal it. Yeah. Hey Zach, so what's the latest, man? What are you drinking? What's the latest over there in Colorado?
Chicken wings.
Oh,
chicken wings.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, the all-important question is, are you perfectly pairing wings with beer right now? A particular flavor wing? Oh, with an IPA? Yep.
Okay.
IPA only goes with wings or pale ale.
Yeah.
Or lager.
Yeah. Wings are kind of a general purpose thing, right? Like you can almost pair. You could have said like an imperial stout. I'd have been fine with that.
Well, I think chicken wings runs the gamut of everything, as far as beer.
A lot depends what the sauce is on the wings. I mean,
I agree with.
That's what I was getting at.
I've got sriracha honey.
Here we go.
I've got Carolina barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just keep talking, baby. Yeah.
And then I got some Parmesan garlic.
Oh, yeah, baby. Come on, baby. Finish it, baby. Finish it.
That sounds so good.
But
sounds so good.
this is just the appetizer. The wife put the wings and the chili in the crock pot this morning. She went to the store. You know, it was 1 degree when we woke up this morning.
It's 28 above out there now.
I said, "Oh, let's get some wings for dinner, dear." So we did wings and chili, but we got it's a 3-bean, 3-meat chili. So chili bean and black bean with bacon, stew meat, and little smoky sausages.
Oh. So so you're transgender is what you're trying to say now?
Whatever it takes. Slap a pair of tits on me and call me Sally.
Yeah, I just watched that Dave Chappelle special on Netflix. So I'm full of transgender comments right now. Yeah, that's
My name is Bakar, Joe. You want to book a photo shoot?
Yeah, that Dave Chappelle show. It was pretty funny.
We can book a whole photo shoot with plenty of browns.
What was that? I didn't.
You can book a whole photo shoot with plenty of bratwurst.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And then I actually did have bratwurst. Yeah, I made them in the oven. I made some bratwurst in the oven, man.
Ooh. Now did you beer soak them just straight up?
No, just straight up in the cast iron. Yeah, in the cast iron, they get a real nice crust, man. You just put them in there about 450. Real close to your burnout. Put the almost to the top there. Then put them in the cast iron pan, man. Just toss them in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Give them about 10 minutes and flip them, and then another 10 minutes, and then it's all personal choice after that.
Oh, okay. So no PBR soaking for you then.
No, I didn't have time for all that.
Get right to it.
Yeah, it's about like these session beers. Like I just kind of wanted a no frill. I didn't want to go through all kinds of gobbledygook. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted a flipping beer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just enjoying some beer. Nothing too special. Just good session craft beer. And the same thing with the brats. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have made some really good either mild Italian sausage or just some real good hot Italian sausage, and made the whole peppers and onions thing with the either provolone or mozzarella on top, maybe a little gravy. You know what I'm saying? Or marinara, some people call it, but yeah, some gravy on there. You know what I'm saying? And then plop that in a hard crust bun.
Forget about
it. Yeah.
I do have a little bit of exciting beer news. I know, Joe, you're more of a football guy, but we brewed with a NHL referee.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
A couple weeks ago. His name was Dave Jackson. Celebrating his, he lives here in town. Celebrating his 1500th game.
Oh, cool!
Wow.
Nice.
And he kind of reached out to some friends, and we decided that we would brew a 1500 IPA, the Canadians who call it.
Oh, okay.
IPA, EH. That's cool.
And that was fun. So we were able to tap it. We give him a whole keg plus about 30 cans to give away to all him and his friends. But what was really cool was I have family that is in the NHL down in Phoenix. So I sent them 8 can logos, and over the course of a month and a half, got most of the NHL on ice officials to sign these 8 cans.
Really?
Oh, that's cool.
As a personal send off. Hockey guy, like Joe, your football, that's my hockey.
Okay.
That's my sport. And I love it to death. And there was nothing like seeing this guy, just how damn thankful he was. I mean, he's only the sixth referee to rack up 1,500 games.
Wow. That's a lot of games.
That's a serious. That's a very.
It's like 20 years worth of games right there.
Yeah, that's a very serious
He
career.
started in 1993. A kid from Montreal. He was the youngest kid from ever to really be hired by the NHL. 21 and being a referee. His first game, he tells me, he goes, it was, he says, Guy Lafleur skated by him without his helmet, and he about threw up because that was his favorite player as a kid.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, man.
This is a guy that reffed the first game after 9/11 at Madison Square Garden. He did the first game in Vegas after the Vegas shooting.
Wow.
Got to do some of the serious Olympic stuff.
Actually, no, if he wrote a book, I would read that.
It really fun thing for me to do and personally connect with. And then last night he took my whole family and paid for all of them to go to the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a good question. That Lance said if he made a book, Lance said he would read it. And likewise, I mean, if he made a movie off of that book, I'd watch it. I ain't gonna read the book, but I'll watch the movie off the book. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the cool thing. It was just hearing all these stories. I mean, talking to these old timers in sports has gotten so terrible. Mm-hmm. And the old timers are just where it's at. But to me, last night was a highlight of his kind of retirement party when he goes, I got to thank Chain Reaction for this and that. You know, when he's thanking me for brewing a stupid beer for him. With these guys that are absolute legends in the NHL. I mean, he thanks Milan Hajduk, who was, that's a Hall of Fame hockey guy.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool to just how thankful some of these guys are. I love being part of it. It's another cool thing.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing about stuff like that you do, man. That is pretty cool, Zach.
Yep, that was awesome. So are the cans going to come? Are the cans going to come back to the brewery? Are you going to keep them up behind the bar?
No, those are his. That's something that I came up with extra on this topic. He just wanted to brew a beer or have a beer that I had on tap. And I said, no, you come and brew a beer. And then I did all the label stuff in secret. I sent that down to Phoenix and had all these guys sign it.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, I think Gretzky's even.
Wow.
As far as a signature.
That's impressive. You get the great one to sign one of the cans.
Yeah, he's tied with Phoenix down there. Really a special moment for me, and it's different than just craft beer at that point. It's
awesome.
Craft beer is so cool. It
awesome.
Brings worlds together.
Yeah, it sure does, man, and that's definitely what I love about craft beer. I mean, look at us all. We're here right now, and one of the things I'd like to talk about as well is the obvious thing in this weekend's playoff games. The Saturday games. Now, I'll just say right now, anybody that wants to jump out, we're like 3 minutes and plus, a few seconds from ending the show. So if anybody needs to duck out, duck out at any time. But we're gonna go a little over, talk about football, because Sunday's games were off the charts, but Saturday's games kind of went as we kind of thought they would. The Patriots got off to a little bit of a slow start, but yeah, they rolled on like we knew they would. And the Eagles, came out on top like we kind of knew they would. And a little bit of a
not here in Atlanta, man. They were predicting big victory.
Actually, yeah, actually, they did have their chances, man. Atlanta,
they did. They did. And they blew it. So
it that was one of those deals. But man, I mean, nothing. Okay, you start out with the Steeler game. There was a lot of trash talking going on from Pittsburgh's end. How they were already overlooking Jacksonville. They were already moving on to New England.
Yeah.
I mean, when your head coach is already moving on to the next game, they pay those other players too. They pay those other coaches too to whoop your butt. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was obvious Jacksonville showed up to play a football game, son. Because before you knew it, they were 21-0, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were like 35-0 or 7 at one point, wasn't they?
Yeah, 7. Yeah. They, I knew that Big Ben and the Steelers would make a nice effort to come back, but they were just kind of flat, weren't they?
That's all about coaching. That's all that was.
I think it was that last call by them onside kicking instead of kicking the ball down the field. Really
what
messed
was
them
that
up.
onside kick all about?
Yeah.
Who was it Tony Romo that called that? Who called that game?
I think Romo called the Patriots game.
Was it the Patriots game that he had?
But I'm not sure who called.
Was that a CP?
Aikman? No, Aikman didn't call the Steelers.
No. Aikman was the. I can't remember who called the Steeler game.
Oh, it was Chris Collinsworth and
Was it NBC?
I think it was Chris Collinsworth and the other guy.
Was that NBC game or was that ABC game? No, it's NBC game.
Yeah.
Yeah. In any case, though, whoever was calling the game was saying it, on the air as well. Like, I don't know if I'd have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't
see an onside or a squib, but I'm with you there.
There was 2 minutes left in the game. They still had a timeout, I believe. A couple timeouts. It made no sense for them.
Dan Fouts, yeah.
Yep, Fouts.
And it was before the 2-minute warning. So,
So you would have had the 2-minute warning. Yeah, there was like a lot of things happening there that he didn't quite think through.
I will just say this is typical. This is typical. This happens all the time with the Steelers.
There was a little bit of a thing, like you kind of just you knew that the Steelers are very capable of beating Jacksonville, but could they put all the pieces together to get it done? Like, would it be their day? Because sometimes Pittsburgh shows up and you don't know who the hell's. You don't know if they're going to actually show up, or if they're just going to be present. And
that's all coaching right there, though. That's all it is.
Tomlin needs to go. He needs to go.
Tomlin's a good coach, but he's no coward. That's for sure.
I think he needs to go. Cause I don't know if that was Bill Belichick coaching that game, they would have won. In my opinion, that's my opinion.
Yeah, well, Belichick.
That's a team. That's a Super Bowl team.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Nobody else is Belichick, including Tomlin.
Can I chime in here, Tom? I think you're a good guy.
Yep.
But if I agree with you, we'd both be wrong. I can't stand Belichick. And my condolences for Pittsburgh, but I think if Antonio Brown was a little more healthy, they could have done a little more. And I think he got 2 touchdowns, if I'm not wrong. But
he got 2. He ended up with 2. Yeah, he did. Right. He scored the first 2.
And in my opinion, he wasn't 100%. So.
Yeah, but no, their defense is just too strong. They were putting 2 people on them all game.
Yep.
And I mean, you can say what you want to about our coaching and the stupid decisions, which were all part of the loss. And Ben, as great as he was in the game, he had a couple blunders which ended up costing us a couple of scores. But the defense stunk. They've stunk all year. The defense basically blew the game for us.
Yeah. So
every time we would score, they march right down and score again. So you cannot prevent that.
Yeah,
from beginning to end.
Yeah, and if your defense isn't showing up and your defense can't stop that, like if your offense comes back and makes a good valiant effort and comes back, scores points, it's when the defense gets on the field, it's their job to stop them. You know what I'm saying? And they couldn't do that, But I think the whole game was centered around Jacksonville's defense. Jacksonville's defense stepped up to the plate, man, and made some key stops when they had to. Now can they do that this Sunday? We'll see.
That remains to be seen.
Are both games Sunday, or is one Saturday and one Sunday?
No, one Sunday afternoon, one Sunday night, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah. All right. So can they do it this Sunday in New England?
They do have a good defense.
Honestly, that game all comes down to the weather. If the weather's bad and it favors New England. If it's halfway decent, Jacksonville might try to start chucking the ball over the place.
I think it comes down once again to Jacksonville's defense, like Tom said. I mean, they if Jacksonville's defense can somehow, it feels a lot like a couple years ago when, and now this ain't in Boston, but when New England had to go to Denver and Denver had that good defense. You remember? Yep. What's his name? Peyton wasn't quite playing up to his 5 years before that sort of game, but he was playing good enough to at least put some points on the board, and he had some decent receivers. So as long as he could get the ball to them and the line could hold them off, so they kind of knew they could put some points on the board. It was a matter of could that Denver defense hold them? I don't know, man. They've got the pieces. Jacksonville has the pieces, man. I was kind of doubting them big time, but you see that if they play like they did this past weekend, man, they've got a chance, don't you think?
I mean, we all know, how to beat Brady. They have good corners, good safeties, good defensive back, but the forefront have to rush them.
Yeah.
If the forefront get in his face, that's the way you win.
Yeah.
Rush the quarterback, and you'll be good to go. Their cornerbacks are good enough.
And boy, you better do it all 4 quarters in every minute of every quarter, because you give Brady any sort of, he will not stop. That guy, he's a living legend. He will not stop.
And then you got Gronk. Oh my goodness! When that guy catches the ball, runs down the field. Jesus,
Gronk is a beast, isn't he? He's just the guy begs for the ball. What is he? He's like 6'8", isn't he?
He gets double covered every play almost.
What is Gronk like? 6'8", 250, 260?
Something like that. He must be like 275 or something like that.
He's
huge, yeah.
He's such a big guy, and he just begs for the ball. Every corner, everybody's just like a foot shorter than he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just crazy, and he very rarely drops balls, very rarely misses them, when they're in his area. But the other key tool they have is Amendola. He gets in there, he makes some plays. They've got another receiver that makes plays. So I don't quite know all the receivers.
They got Chris Hogan.
Hogan, yes.
Hogan's really good. What's they got? They got Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. That Hogan though, he makes some plays, man, and he gives Gronk just enough time to get off the field, take a breather, off of one of those key plays that he'll make. And the thing about Gronk too, he'll go up the middle, he'll go across the middle, make those pretty dangerous, risky plays.
For the Jacksonville, don't expect Blake Bortles to go out there and throw 300 yards, because that's not going to happen.
Well, he didn't last week. Did he throw like 200, 205?
I think he was in the hundreds.
Bortles never going to do that. You need strong stuff behind him for him to be effective.
But he made just enough plays, though, man.
Yeah.
It was still a high-scoring game.
Yeah, what's the turnover ratio? How many times did they intercept or anything, or fumble?
Oh yeah, they scored twice on Steelers turnovers.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Coach, you guys are forgetting the main thing that New England has, and that's deflated balls.
Oh, yeah, and Brady has them in his pants. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
when your stones are that big, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you can do it all, and he does. You know what I'm saying? I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That argument gets really old because the game that they said that the balls are deflated, they said it was for one half, first or second half. We scored. Each half, we scored the equal amount of points and destroyed the team.
And that's what that's why I said the whole
Right.
weather thing up. When I brought that up, because I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was like, if the weather's bad, that becomes irrelevant. It becomes how good your running game is. That Buffalo Indianapolis game earlier in the season proved that. You know,
that's another key. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, and that's what helps Bortles out a lot, right? Because Bortles can still sometimes make mistakes, but they've got that running back, man, and the Patriots ain't got that game. You know what I'm saying?
I'll disagree with that.
It's a whole different ball game.
I'll disagree with the running game. We have like 4 or 5 different runners. See, I think the thing with the Patriots is every game is a different person getting the ball, running back. Deion Lewis last game. We have that with that Will and Matt or something like Gillislee or something like that. One game. I mean, it's hard to say with the Patriots, in my opinion. If I was versus
here's my thing, Tom, is I completely agree with you. That argument is old. What I can't fathom is when you're on top and you have that many rings, why do you even need to do that at all? A quarter, 2 quarters. I mean, it
was science. They literally had scientists come together. And they debunked it because the weather was so cold that possibly the PSI could have been down on the ball.
Yeah,
I mean,
understood. Like in a car tire, I understand that part, but it's
I mean,
like what way the NFL they served it up is a different story.
They definitely
got in trouble for it.
They definitely got enough trouble for people not to talk about it. In my opinion, they got $1 million fine for freak's sake.
Well, here you go. Here you got these numbers right here on ESPN, showing you the quarterbacks and the rushing yards and the receiving yards. So you've got Bortles and Brady.
Can you blow up a little bit more?
How about that? Oh, blow it up. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Yeah, blow it up.
Whoops, wrong screen. Sorry about that.
So if I'm looking this correctly, for Joe, if you continue, scroll back up.
Yeah.
If I'm looking this correctly, they basically have 2 running backs that has 1,000 yards rushing, basically. That's dangerous on its own. Do you know who's getting the ball at that point?
Yeah. Now
the Patriots are a great football team. I just don't like them.
Yeah, right. Well, I feel you there, Coach.
I mean,
you've got Leonard Fournette and who was it? Damian Lewis? Is that who?
Damian Lewis, yeah.
Deion.
Deion. I'm sorry. I read it. My fault.
So Fournette, 1,040 yards rushing this season. Versus the just under 900 yards.
That's a rookie. That's a rookie.
And he's a rookie. Okay. 9 touchdowns versus 6. Which was just tough to compare because the Patriots use their running back in a much different way than Jacksonville does. But still, that's something that the Patriots defense, which has been, that's one of those underestimated things with the Patriots. Their defense has been playing decent. It's just that is it strong enough to hold off Fournette the whole game and the passing game?
Now my question would be as far as the Patriots rush defense, where did it rank? That'd be my next question. That's a bizarre question.
You can find that on NFL.
Oh, that's so bizarre. I'm leaving. I can't take that question. I'm gonna go downstairs and pop back in. But yeah, bizarre question. Totally bizarre.
But you look at some of these numbers. You've got Brady's 32 touchdowns.
Oh Jesus, he did left.
Yeah, he did. Well, Mark probably had to go. He was just.
That was a good way to leave, though.
Yeah, he was just going out with. He was just going out with a splash on these long shows. He's got to go.
What your Patriots do to people? Jesus.
They're not American. They're anti-American.
Look now.
Yeah. Ooh. So you got Bortles 21 touchdowns, 13 interceptions to Brady's 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
That's just experience, though.
I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And look at Gronk, man. Gronk, he's got 1,084 yards, 8 touchdowns, and apparently. K. Cole. I don't know K. Cole. I'm not familiar with him, but 748 and 3 touchdowns. I don't know, man. I think I don't think right now with the way they played that you can necessarily count them out. Not like we did last week. A lot, I don't know about everybody else, but I damn sure kind of I couldn't see. Yeah, I thought it would be a close game with him and with Pittsburgh and Jacksonville, but I still thought that Pittsburgh will find a way. Pittsburgh will keep it close. They'll screw up a little bit and then keep it close, and then somehow Big Ben's going to combine with Brown or someone else to. One thing though that did come out is I'll give it to Brown. He showed a lot of his talent, man. That guy is something else.
He did. I rescind that question I asked. I just looked on NFL.com. The New England Patriots is number 2 in the NFL for run defense.
Oh man,
they're averaging 65 yards rushing a game.
Oh wow, okay.
Now their counterparts, the Jacksonville Jaguars, is number 8 in the NFL at 106.5 yards a game. So I rescind that question I asked.
Now, of course, now we move on to the big game, which is, the game of the finish of a lifetime. I think.
Don't get me started on that game.
This game was amazing for me because I can't stand the Saints. I literally can't stand the Saints. They were our division rivals.
Why?
I'm a Rams fan. I've been a Rams fan since I was born.
Old school NFC West. Okay, fair enough.
It's that's an old rivalry right there, and that's just the way it's always been for me. So I still, so to me, this couldn't happen to a better team. But I know Bum's a baseball guy, and so to appreciate this, a lot of us, even if you're not a huge fan of baseball, you still can appreciate the walk-off that baseball gives you and that basketball gives you. There's been so many, last-second baskets made, and that's it. The team wins. That last homer in baseball, there's nothing like that walk-off in baseball. But we finally got that moment with football, right? We've got the walk-off touchdown for the win. No seconds on the clock game.
Okay, I'm going to go first. As a lifelong Saints fan.
Oh.
And I was totally mad how that game played out because it never should have ended that way. However,
coaching,
that was the old school. That was the old school over and under, and my team picked the under, and it blew them badly. Honestly, I said mug them, take the pass interference, and take your chances after that. That's what I said when I saw that.
Well, that'd have been a tough call, right? That wouldn't have been the right call, bro.
No, pass interference, I would have took my chances on that one.
And the poor guy that missed the tackle.
Williams. Yeah, how do you not forget that guy? They've been talking about him, and Buck, who called the game, Joe Buck. I saw him in an interview with oh my God, what's his name that used to be on ESPN anyway? He has his own show now. Oh my God, how did I forget his name? Anyway, I saw Buck in an interview the very next day. And even he was saying, that's one of those blunders you make that sticks with you your whole career. Like it could actually. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Buck. It was what's his name? Oh my God, used to play for Denver, and then he went to Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp, yeah, and Skip and Shannon on that show, and he was saying, man, that's one of those that sticks with you. And he was naming off a couple of players that made like serious mistakes like that, and it shortened their career. I think that guy is just a few years in the NFL or something.
I hope he realizes that it came to that one play, but there was a whole game before that brought it to that point.
Yeah,
that things could have changed.
Yeah, but it's like the. Who was that guy? Oh, for the Red Sox, who was that guy that missed the ball? It's that kind of blunder.
Yeah. Bill Buckner had one hell of a career.
It's that kind of blunder. You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep your head up and you make the tackle. You know, I mean,
Bill. But as time has gone on, Bill Buckner, he still remembered that, but Bill Buckner had a 16-year career of being a great hitter for the Cubs and Red Sox before.
Oh,
that.
I think,
Right.
Coach, what you got, bro?
Go Cubs first.
I just want to apologize to Mark.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the Patriots anymore. I swear to God.
Yeah, you are.
I swear.
Sorry, that game was a sore spot for me.
Yeah, that game, unfortunately that it happens if that's your team, it happens to your team, because that game is like the immaculate reception. It's one of those, the big catch, the San Francisco 49ers, in the end zone, what's his name? Montana. Oh my God, I can't get know his name. Montana to Clark.
Montana.
Montana.
Don't know that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Montana.
Your quarterback got lucky one game.
Montana to Rice.
What do they say that?
Go to Clark. You remember that one catch that he made, that Clark made, and they always show the highlights of it. And he caught the ball, and Joe says that he was actually trying to throw the ball away, but since he was such a big guy, he jumped up and got it anyway and made that incredible catch. But it's one of those plays. That play is one of those plays. It's just gonna. I mean, forever you'll remember that. It's like the Giants catch with the helmet. I mean. And that poor guy, he caught that ball, one of the biggest moments in New York Giants history, and out of the game in like a couple years, right? Like literally done.
Yeah,
that's his big moment in his life. And unfortunately for Williams, we'll see how he does, man. We'll see if he can just, bounce right back. But for some of those guys that make those big blunders like that. It kind of like they live for another season or two, and then that's it. It really devastates them.
I watched that Saints press conference yesterday. Mm-hmm. They had on Facebook. On Facebook. I don't know if Brees is going to be back next season, but I'm honestly, after a catch like that, the Saints become the Saints again. They'll just slip back to mediocrity for the next 30 years.
Yeah. Well, they become the Aints again, right? Yeah.
Not that bad, but mediocrity, just average.
Right. Yeah, that's, it still took a lot for them to get to that point, and as long as they have Breeze, they still have a damn chance. I'll give them that. They're still a decent team. That's
I don't know. I just don't guarantee he'll be back next season. But that's another story for another day,
Yeah, that was, I mean, and then the whole scene, like, you've got a couple of backups from the Rams that are actually playing each other now in the NFC Championship game, which is insane to me. The whole playoffs is full of Rams quarterbacks right now. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that speaks in big picture how bad a Coach Fisher was. You had all this damn talent, and the year after you leave, these guys are in championship ball games now, man. All these guys are in the playoffs.
I wasn't going to play the Jeff Fisher card, but since you went there,
I mean, come on. I mean, how can you not? You had all these quarterbacks on your roster, you know what I'm saying? And you couldn't do anything with any of that talent? Man.
So Joe D, you're calling Lance's team the Aints and your teams are the Ams?
There we go.
I was saying about the Los Angeles / St. Louis / Los Angeles Rams. Ownership was their problem for years.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It wasn't players. It wasn't coaching. It was pure ownership. But their problems came straight from the top.
In any case, though, seeing Keenum, when he's standing there waiting for the Saints to come back on the field so they could do that last extra point, and seeing him I had never heard of the skull chant before, but seeing him start that skull chant and the fans in back of him all doing it, you could hear the audience, the whole crowd just doing that was intense, man.
No, the whole skull clap thing. That's an old 1990s raver emo thing. That's where that comes from.
Okay, I had never heard of it before, but what a moment. I mean, the way they captured that on TV was so cool, man. And seeing him starting it on the field and the whole stadium's just standing there waiting on that moment, just going nuts. That was pretty cool, man. You know, what a special moment, man. And then it reminds you, Dunn's the player that scored the touchdown, right? Or was it? Yeah, Dunn, wasn't it?
No, it was Stephon Diggs.
Diggs, okay. So Diggs is the one that scores the touchdown. Now, didn't he remind you what was what's his name? Character from Jerry Maguire. What was his character's name? Remember, and he scored the touchdown, and he wouldn't get off the field. He was running all over the field, and wasn't Diggs doing the same thing? Diggs was running all over the field, wouldn't get off the. You remember?
Diggs threw his helmet.
Yeah, he stopped and threw his helmet into the crowd, didn't he, or something?
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Flag right
I mean, he was literally. He wouldn't get off the field though. After that, he was just running all over the field. You had players leaving the field even after they came back, cleared the players off the field to do the extra point kneel down sort of thing. He was still on the field. There was literally almost nobody on the field at that point, and Diggs was still running around the field, you know, doing all these things, just like in Jerry Maguire. Who was that? That the guy that played the Cardinal,
right? Wasn't it Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah, but his character in the movie, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who played it, but I can't think of his name.
Yeah, but Cuba Gooding, yeah, we'll just say Cuba Gooding. But he wouldn't get off the field if you remember that moment, and Diggs was just like that. You can watch all the video. I mean, he was standing on the bench, you know, waving on to all the players, standing there before the media, taking pictures like this on the bench. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't leave the field. He just wanted to live that moment. You know what I'm saying? I hope that that the Vikings are able to get themselves, you know, composed and be present again to go in. Well, they're going to Philly, right?
Yeah, they're going to Philadelphia.
So I hope they can get it together enough, be a pro, and focus, because that was such a huge moment that sometimes you can be taken out of yourself in that very next game and get blown out.
Yeah, they're going to Philadelphia, though, which creates a huge problem because anybody knows about Philadelphia fans, they'll let you know the second you're off the plane.
Right.
So
Minnesota's lost.
For at the U.S. Bank Stadium before the Super Bowl, they've got about 1,500 people already registered to arrive in bird costumes and impale themselves into the glass. It's a Facebook event.
Hey, by the way, I got paper on this one.
Ooh,
Oh,
you covered that head.
Sweet.
You cover that rock.
I'm going to open this up, too.
Ooh, Bigfoot. Nice.
That Bigfoot? Did I read it right? Yes, I did.
It's a barley wine, right, Mark?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that a barley wine?
Yes, it is. 2012.
You know,
what is it? 11%? Something like that.
It's a big brew.
I've never tried those, and the word wine scares me every time.
Oh, no, Coach, you would like them. You would like them.
Oh yeah, they're nothing like a wine. It's a but yeah, just to finish that conversation up though, man. I mean, what a dramatic finish to a ball game. I mean, it was really insane. A very, very cool moment. Yeah, I wish it was my team. You know what I'm saying? That had a moment like that. You know, but wow.
Now here's a question about the end of the game that I did not hear, and I'm sure somebody here can answer. As far as the rule about them having to kick the extra point to finish the game.
Yeah.
If I was on the Saints, I'd be like, screw that. I'm not going back out on the field. Would the Vikings have been able just to line up with no opponents out there?
Yeah, they were getting ready to.
Okay.
They were getting ready to, but the Saints, there was a few Saints players, and the Saints never did get.
See them eventually start filing in real slow, and I thought, okay, it looks like they It looked to me like the Vikings were about to do it, and I was like, "Whoa, maybe I'm going to see something I've never seen before." But then,
that's why I said about the pass interference. Go for that if anything else.
Had they hiked that ball, Keenum would have just walked right in the end zone and scored 2.
Right.
He wouldn't have scored just 1. He'd have just, because why kneel at that point? You might as well go for the 2 points and cover the spread. That's what pissed off Vegas about that game. It didn't quite cover the spread. That extra point, right, made a huge difference. So it did a lot of stuff. Yeah, had they been able to even get the extra point, I think it was 6.5 was the spread.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. Yeah, they came up against the wise guys.
Exactly. Yeah. So there was
Piss them off.
Yeah. So that it's the game was legendary from many, many aspects, because on the Vegas side, I forget how much money that someone came out with a number saying how much money Vegas lost Sunday.
Shit.
Yeah.
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 It's millions of dollars. I'm
sure.
It
was a crazy number.
Imagine being the owner of a casino and you see that last play and just freak out. You just lost $400 million.
Like that. Boom, all that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, no.
Those guys out on the floor playing the slots are going to get screwed tonight.
Oh, yeah. Even people like us that just have regular football pools going, and you're winning the pool, and that touchdown screwed you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, no. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing?
That's why I stick to the NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah, but that's sports, you know what I'm saying? And it was what an incredible moment, man. You're watching it, you're just like, and the look on Keenum's face, he throws the ball, he kind of knows where he has to throw it, and he threw it high, threw it only where his receiver could get it. And he doesn't really think much is going to happen. He thinks his guy's going to possibly catch the ball. The best thing in his mind that he was saying it could have happened was this guy catches the ball and goes out of bounds. That was the dream scenario for them. So when he hears everyone cheering, you can see him. He's looking around like, what? And he's like, we freaking what? You know what I'm saying? He's like, what? Like
it's like the lottery.
Yeah, and then he was on. I believe he was on Dan Patrick the next day. But in any case, I was, hearing an interview from him, and he's like, I still don't know what happened. He's like, I don't know. It was so awesome to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is the #1 receiver in Minnesota. They have Adam Thielen, who now is #2, but he is showing up Diggs as of this last year. So there's kind of a competition there now with Thielen, and Thielen grew up in Minnesota. He's a hometown favorite.
Oh, okay.
But Diggs has always been a Pro Bowl receiver. He's solid.
Okay. But yeah,
I was saying I was in the kitchen fixing dinner. I'm like, oh, they lost, right? And Pam goes, no, I think they just won.
Yeah, that was the thing, like I couldn't take my eyes off the game. It was so exciting, especially at the end. It was so exciting, every second counted, and I think it's another moment where coaching let their team down. I think Peyton from the Saints just kind of made a bad call there, and I think he screwed his team a little bit. And then on top of that, you get Williams that just kind of blew it, and that's a tough one, right? Because you don't want to get a penalty or any sort of thing that would give Minnesota any sort of chance at making a decent field goal. So you're up against that, you're up, so many things happening right there, but to just duck your head like that and hope that you're going to bring that guy down in bounds is that's the blunder.
That's
he didn't. Yeah, there was no field goal scored, so yeah.
My job, coach, I prevented the field goal.
Hey, You said don't, and I kept him in bounds. He didn't go out of bounds.
Exactly.
So I did my job.
One thing I heard from
the time never stopped.
One thing I heard from a couple people at work was Diggs kind of, you could say, dug down deep inside, and he actually pulled a few things off himself. So
yeah, no, he did, man. For him to keep his balance like that, for him to be present enough in his mind to, hey, I didn't get tackled here. Hey, I'm gonna try to stay up. Hey, I'm holding this ball for dear life, and I'm running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was nobody around him. I mean,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that rush running down the field.
I mean, yeah. I don't blame.
Just knowing.
I'm not hating on the guy. I mean, I'd have thrown my helmet the same way, and you can see the ref throw the flag. The ref had thrown the flag the minute he took his helmet off. But the game was over. He didn't care. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I don't care. We just won the damn game. Throw the flags you want. But I mean, I've watched it over and over again on YouTube today. I mean, it's just I watched it yesterday. It's just one of those fantastic moments, man.
Nothing can replicate watching that live, though.
Yeah,
you can watch it a million times recorded. When you see it live, something like that, it's incredible.
I watched that, listened to that game on the radio.
And what does it for me is I love good call too. So you had the best.
Yeah.
You had the best call in that game. You know what I'm saying? So you got Buck and Aikman calling that game. They're the best Fox has right now, right? Mm-hmm. And Joe Buck is fantastic. I love his voice. I love his viewpoint. His hair is another issue, but but
his hair is
he's not his dad. Let's say, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But his voice and his view on stuff is fantastic. Aikman and him are fantastic together. Buck calling baseball is as good as Fox has with what's his name from Atlanta.
I'm sorry, but did he just go for a second one? He just
cracked
cracked
towards
open.
me, or is that towards Joe?
You just cracked open the second one.
Yes, I did. It's a rare Tuesday night off for me. Come on now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I think a flag on a play for another craft beer.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a 15-yard penalty.
Oh, jeez. Thanks a lot, guys.
But that's what also made that moment special was you had one of the legends that will be a legend whenever he decides to retire is Buck and Aikman. They're just a hell of a pair calling football games.
And that's weird. Like, a lot of people don't like Joe Buck at all. I love him on baseball.
I was going to mention that, Lance, as many people as there are that like Joe Buck, there's a lot of people that really dislike him. He catches a lot of crap from people.
Like, a lot of people put him as
by a lot of people.
And that's a lot of it right there. Joe Buck in his own way is really good, especially on baseball.
Yeah.
He is not liked by a lot of people. I have no problem with him, but there are, it's just a fact that he is not liked.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
In the baseball circles, it is universally known he is disliked.
Yep.
Wow.
I've never heard that before. He's just great. I think he's like a chip off the old block, man.
Why don't they like him?
The old Buck.
They put him against his father. That's a lot of it right there. His father was a god as far as broadcast.
Yeah, but I think he's a chip off the old block, man. I think he's just as good. They're different. They're different eras. They're different. But they both have that legendary voice. They have their own sound, their own. I think he's great.
I think a lot of the baseball purists. That's just me. And I'm a baseball guy, so I get to hear it all the time.
And then
by the way, catch a report at the end of the month.
They've teamed him up with good people too. Like he's Aikman's turned into a hell of an analyst, and you've got John
Elway.
No. On the baseball side,
John Miller.
Just that name.
John Smoke.
John Miller. You're right.
Name a bunch of different Johns. John Bonducci.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi. Yeah, who are you talking about here?
Yeah, John Bon Jovi.
No, when you got Buck and Schmaltz doing baseball, I mean, there's nothing better, man. Schmaltz doing a game gives you such insight.
Much knowledge of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he calls things and it just happens, and you're like, that guy's amazing. You know, he just has such a feel for a game. You know who could possibly be that special too is he's doing a really good job as Romo. Romo's got that thing going, you know, and he's paired up with a living legend right now, you know, that helps make him look good. So his first year calling games, I mean, it couldn't be any better. You know, the only thing I bet you he's a little bummed out by is, man, if I'd have held out one more year, maybe I could have Monday Night Football, you know? You know, but
you got two former Dallas quarterbacks as analysts. What's up with that? I think it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, that is a conspiracy. What's up with that? Yeah,
you'll see my buddy Bubba is in the chat, and he's calling Joe Buck. He's calling him Joe Suck. So there is criticism. There is criticism.
Excuse me.
I don't get it. Other than his hair, I'll give him on the hair thing. His hair looked awful for that for this Sunday's game. I mean, you could just see his little fetish or whatever you want to call it he has going on with his hair is just coming out. I mean, it's awful. You know. I mean, but he does a fantastic job with his TV show. Have you seen his TV show? Yeah, Joe Buck has a show on Audience Network, and he does some. He's really, really good, man. You know, but he has his own show on Audience.
No kid, I remember watching Audience consistently. I had to look into that. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I watched the documentary with other baseball players. I take that back. I have watched that. Yeah.
The Audience. You know, it's not a great network, but. You have Dan Patrick on there, and you have the other guy. God, how come I'm forgetting his name? He was on ESPN forever, and then he went to NFL.
No, Harold Reynolds. He had a show on there too.
No, he was on NFL Network for a while, and now he's on Audience, and he has a little spot that he has on Dan Patrick's show as well.
Oh, I don't watch Dan Patrick's. I have no idea.
They were both on Dan Patrick. Oh my God, how am I forgetting his name? But in any case, it's driving me nuts actually. But
you're looking this up now, aren't you?
I could,
look it up real quick.
I end up watching his interviews sometimes on YouTube. I watch so much stuff on YouTube. I don't know about you guys, but I watch so much stuff.
Man, that's it.
Hi. Hey, I've been off this last week on vacation. I'm trying to catch up with everybody. And I still haven't caught up yet. I'm still with
I love watching YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's not only do we make content for YouTube, but it's a lot of fun watching YouTube. Let me see here. Skip and Shannon I watch. Those are the sports shows I watch. Dan Patrick, Skip and Shannon, and this other guy. How come I can't remember? Rich Eisen.
Yes.
Okay.
No, he's still on NFL Network.
Yeah, he used to be on NFL Network.
No, he's still on there, I think.
Rich Eisen has his own show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Unless he's splitting time.
Yeah. He could possibly be splitting time. Yeah, he probably is actually. I think he has like one of the main shows on Sundays or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't really watch NFL Network. I have to admit. I'll watch it every once in a while.
He did with like Deion Sanders.
And yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because I can still hear him talking about Deion. No, he does actually, because I was watching his show on YouTube TV. The only reason I don't like YouTube TV, but the only reason I still stay subscribed to YouTube TV is because of their DVR. Their DVR you can tape like pretty much almost unlimited and play it back at any time. And I have his show on there that I DVR on YouTube TV. So I'll go back and watch the replay, and that way I can fast forward all the commercials and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
can you tape videos too? Like the offline video, like offline it.
Yeah, I think that's part of like YouTube Red and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure.
I have all these damn things on
later, like on my phone.
I have a hard time. Like, if you ask me a question like that, I have a hard time with all the different services that YouTube has, and because I'm on YouTube Red, and then I'm on YouTube TV, and all these different subscriptions, man, start piling up, and you don't know what You start to lose track of them. You're like, why do I even have that one anymore? Oh, that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Have you started the DirecTV now, Joe? Have they offered that to you? Like a beta test of their DVR?
Oh, the beta test. Yes, they have offered it. I don't want to do it.
Okay. I think I've signed up for it. But I don't see it when I go on there. So I'm gonna have to check.
They sent me the invite, but they also want you to do. They want input from you as well, and I can't. With my schedule and everything, I couldn't guarantee that I could do it, so I didn't jump in. But I did hear that they went live with beta testers that actually did have the old school Amazon Fire, the actual square box that you used to hook up to your TV, not the new Fire, the old school one for some reason.
Okay. Yeah, I've got the Fire Stick.
Yeah, the Fire Stick, you didn't get it, or even the new Fires that have the little dongle that hangs off of the back of your TV. Not the stick that sticks out, but the new Fire is just a little box that it's weird. It hangs from your TV.
Okay, now I have a Roku player. You guys got to fill me in.
Yeah, now the old Amazon Fire TV looked like a Roku, or it looked like it was a box, just like a Roku or a Apple TV. The new one's this little smaller thing actually, and it just hangs from your TV.
It's not just like a plug into like your USB port on your TV.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Your HDMI port. Yeah.
What was the technical term you used for it a minute ago, Joe? A dongle.
Dongle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the technical name. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's what they call them. Yeah, dongles. Yeah.
Hey, pass me the dongle.
That's the actual trade name used.
Yeah, that's the it sounds funny.
Hey, quit talking about your dongle.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so used to dongles. Yeah, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess it's funny. But
as the show goes directly into the gutter, yeah,
I guess I don't know. That's the name, so I don't know. I don't find it really. I'm like, yeah, I guess that's just what they call them. Yeah, they call them dongles. But
honestly, I honestly thought that was just like a word that just came out of your mouth, because
it probably did out of somebody's mouth originally, but that's what they call those sort of devices that plug in. They just call them dongles. Yeah,
like a jingle, or honestly, I thought that was just like a sound you made. I didn't realize that was the actual term.
Yeah,
it's a term.
It sounds like they say it because it hangs. Dongle.
Yeah.
Oh! All right, the Kool-Aid man just broke through the wall.
There you go. Hey, have we had Rod J in the show today? No Rod J, huh?
Oh, here we go.
No,
here we go.
Live day on Facebook. It must be a work night for him.
We had a dongle in the chat.
He hasn't been in the chat.
Oh, somebody had their dongle on the screen there, right? But
Carrie must have got a kick out of those comments. LOL, stop.
I seen Carrie's in there now. But no, you have DirecTV sent, and they're getting really, really close to having the DVR.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be on the next month or two, probably.
Yeah. They're getting really close. You can just see it coming. I mean, they do have the pause feature, and you can pause something now for I think a half hour. And still play it back, but they're getting really close. I'm looking forward to it because it's literally the only reason I have. I don't like the only thing I don't really like about YouTube TV is their guide. I don't like it. It's hard to follow your shows with and stuff. It doesn't, I just like a traditional guide. Just give me a traditional guide, and that's what DirecTV does. DirecTV now needs to add more to their guide. They need to make it more like their standard DirecTV. They need to put more search better, and more description, just more. Instead of saying NFL football, God bless it, tell me who's playing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't just say NFL football. You've got to actually just pretty much click on it to see who's even playing.
Yeah, because it makes no sense, because a football game lasts like 2 hours. They have such a long gap to put a whole game and say who's playing.
Yeah.
Instead of just put NFL football.
Right. Yeah. And it does the same thing for baseball or basketball, all your sports, and that's a majority of what I.
Sport is just like whatever the sport is. It doesn't tell you what it is.
I can even show you now.
Do they have on demand? Yeah.
Yeah, they do have some on demand. Some, not all the stations are on demand, but yeah, some.
Yeah, there's a few that are on demand.
So here's DirecTV now. It takes a second for it to pull up on the computer here. But, it's got to do all the handshakes with all the.
But they keep adding channels. I mean, it's pretty complete now.
Yeah, they just. Did you get the email, Mark, on the Univision and all the Spanish channels?
No, I didn't, but it doesn't surprise me. They just added CBS and NBC within the last month. So
yeah,
wow.
So here's the DirecTV Now deal here. This is their standard sort of guide. Well, their little home layout, and then you go. Where's the guide at?
Yeah, they should be paying you for this. They should be paying.
I know,
you for
right?
this.
Well, I'm actually worried. Let me see. So here's my favorite channels. You can do your favorites or all the channels. I won't go through all of them because you can get an idea of what their layout's like. But see how it says college basketball? It just says college basketball. Australian tennis, open tennis. You don't know anything about it. You can click on it and it'll take you to it, and and then that's how you kind of find out a little bit more. But you hate to go through all that.
It's not ESPN sports app far as that. Then like you look down on the list, it says exactly what's playing.
Yeah,
and that's just more bandwidth and more traffic on the site for no reason at all.
So they
click less bandwidth just to put the description in a guide than having people click on it.
Yeah,
I like the grid layout is nice, and then you can go through here and kind of look into the future. I wish I could click on like this Sports Center and be able to save it. Give me a reminder that this Sports Center is coming on later.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another feature I wish they would add, and I'm sure they will. It's just stuff takes a while, but from when they started, because I signed up when they started.
Yeah,
and
you got the bonus pricing.
Yeah, so that I only pay $35 a month. It comes out to $37 a month.
Not bad.
I wish I had that deal.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but you all had the chance. Everybody had the chance.
I need fast internet. That's my downfall.
So,
what do you get for channels for that amount?
Well, look here's all the channels. This is starting with the top.
This
is all the channels. So this is going from the A's all the way to the Z's. So
not bad.
Got, I think, for that level, they've got just about the most complete package right now.
Yeah, you can't beat it because it's well over 100 channels.
Yeah.
So you pretty much the majority of your favorite channels they have on this package, which will cost you now, I think $65.
Yep. Yeah. Ask me because I pay it $65.
Yeah. Mark's like, yeah, I pay it, so I know. So if you were one of those people that signed up in that first 3 months, then you got the same package. And like Mark says, they keep adding channels to it.
Yeah.
As long as you stay continuously signed up.
Yeah.
You get.
I mean, that's all we have. We do that, and we do Netflix, and Amazon Prime, obviously, because we're Amazon. But we don't do Sling or YouTube TV or anything. This has pretty much everything. We, good sports, most of the local stuff. So
it would be nice. I'll have to admit, if they, and that's all the way to the end here. So
that's a lot of channels for that amount of money.
I forgot Bear Jackson's on this week.
It's a crap load of channels. So I wish that they would offer you, because they only offer two viewers, right? So you can only have
only 2 devices at a time.
2 devices. That's a better way. I wish they would add a third, and then you could make personal. So instead of just having one favorite list, you could have one for like you and Pam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which would be great, because then you could have at least one other person in your house having their own favorite playlist, and then you could have yours, and that would be handy, But for now, DirecTV, I think DirecTV is the one that has the smallest amount of allowed devices as well, because I think the others have 3.
3 to 5.
Yeah.
It's 35. Like I have Time Warner, or whatever it's called now. I can give up to 6 if I really wanted to.
Okay, 6 devices at the same time. Yeah.
How's the service for Time Warner?
Okay, now the connection is unmatched. I love the connection. Everything else is garbage. If I can deep 6 them, I would. I would have jumped the dish a long time ago, but their internet connection is so bad, at least up here. And I have to battle bad weather. Like Joe, since you're down in Phoenix, excuse me, that's free, by the way. You don't have to battle with that as often. Up here's I got bad weather 9 months out of the year I got to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a review or running something live. A bad word pops up, I got to jump off. Down there, you don't have that.
Yeah.
Like with cable, I have a hard line.
Nothing better than a hard line.
Hey man, hey, that's personal. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you, you know what? Right? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The Kool-Aid Man breaks through the wall again.
Hardware is better than software.
Yeah, the hardware.
Oh, geez.
Hardware and software.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Oh, watch you open yourself up a sentence.
Hard line is definitely better than a dongle.
Yeah, than a dongle, exactly, right?
All right, everybody. I got a bad joke for you.
What's that?
Oh,
shoot.
What did Pelicans say after eating dinner?
What's that?
That fit the bill.
Oh,
hey, you're right. You called it a bad one. I'll give you that.
That's a dad joke.
Yeah, that's dude. Even Alexa was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Hey, Joe,
Alexa, tell a joke.
let's see if Alexa can
I got a
top it.
joke. You want to hear a joke?
Hell yeah, we want to hear.
That was a bad one. So
Okay,
I asked the device for a joke, and she said, "Why does a chicken coop only have 2 doors? Because if it had 4, it would be a sedan."
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard her tell that one before.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah, I've heard her tell that one. Yeah. Who else had a joke? Coach, did you have one?
I got a joke real quick. So a guy comes home, and if you've heard it, don't say anything, but a guy comes home with a duck under his arm. He walks through the front door. I'm home. This is the
Oh my God! Okay.
Yeah. And she goes, "That's not a pig, it's a duck." He goes, "I wasn't talking to you."
Ouch.
Wait,
Ow.
what?
Oh, I got to the bathroom with that one. Wow.
Did I go too far?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I guess
I'm sorry, Joe D.
Nobody will listen to it on the replay.
Yeah, we're after hours here. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah, once we're past 8.
yeah. What did you say, Earth?
I said this is a G-rated show, Coach. Come on.
Yeah.
Heard that at church. What do you want?
By the way, speaking of cord cutting and all that, have you seen Letterman's new show on Netflix?
I have heard about it. I've heard. Has it started? I heard about the concept of it.
I don't know if it started yet, though. Yeah, I haven't.
I heard that he was going to do it, and I was hoping he was going to do a show of this type because anybody who only knows him from his CBS show, for 20 some years, missed the talent that Letterman can be when he wants to be, which is a great interviewer. On the CBS show, he just came off as being tired of the show, didn't want to be there, interviewing a bunch of celebrities. He didn't know who they were. Letterman, when he wants to be, can be a great interviewer. And the concept of this show is genius because it really plays to his talents.
So it looks like there's one part, maybe. Yeah, the one with Obama.
Yeah, there's no audience. It's just him one-on-one interviewing somebody that he is interested in interviewing, which is definitely not what you got with the last, decade of the CBS show.
Right. Yeah, so, or with any of his shows, right? It was.
Oh no! In the old days on NBC, he had on some interesting guests and some quirky people. Back when he, when he was not when he was on past midnight, and he could do what he wanted. But when his show became more mainstream, when he moved to CBS, he had to interview people who were pushing their newest movie.
All
celebrities,
all promo interviews. Yeah.
Yeah, airheaded actresses, and now he's back to interviewing people he wants to interview. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this series.
So there, episode 1's up there. You had what is that, Sirocco in there in the chat saying the same thing that episode 1, part 1. They're calling it part 1. So because I think he's only doing one a month, right?
Yeah. Once every other week. I'm not sure how he's doing it.
Yeah, it's a pretty spread out sort of schedule. But he's got, when you saw the trailer for it, he's got a hell of a lineup, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's so respected. He can get the names, know. Yeah. But as a schedule, how he's going to do it?
Here's that Chappelle that I watched. I watched the first part at least. I guess I hear there's a sit down part, and I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one yet.
Now, have you watched Black Mirror, Joe? I saw that on there. Have you watched?
No, I haven't seen that yet either.
It's like the Twilight Zone for the 21st century. It's pretty.
Oh, is it really? Okay. Yeah. I know I need to check it out because I hear some things about it, so I need to. But Netflix just has such a powerful lineup.
Yeah, they have a lot of good stuff.
Well, guys, I got to cut out. I got to get up early in the morning for work. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay, man.
Later,
cheers.
Alrighty.
This is another new one that I haven't seen here before I wake. I haven't noticed this on here. I'll have to watch it.
Ozark is coming out probably late spring, huh, Joe?
Oh, dude, Ozark is so good.
Yeah.
Ozark. I remember someone telling me about it.
Financial advisor, so I'm all into that.
Oh, the minute I saw it, I had to tell everybody about it. I was like, dude, my sister's the one. Yeah, when one of her visits down here, she's the one that told me about Ozark. And so we watched a few episodes, me and my mom and her while they were here, and wow, I was time to go to work.
That's a first, right? I've never seen that before.
It's happened when I'm off, actually, because I leave the alarm going, and it's happened on here before. But just two things have to happen. I have to be off, and we have to go to this time. So that lets you know. I actually do. Yeah, that's my. And it literally it says go to work. That's my go to work alarm right there. So
go to work, damn it.
Isn't that a great feeling hearing that sound, knowing you don't have to go to work?
It's exactly why I leave it on, Bum. It's exactly why I leave it on, because then that's the reminder, like, right? Yeah, nah, screw that.
Yep.
You know? Dilly dilly!
Dilly dilly!
And there's so many different commercials out now, man.
Isn't it great?
There's so many.
I think they did a good job because they came out with the initial Dilly Dilly commercial, and then they came out with that second one, and you were like, oh, right? The second one was like, oh, really? You know,
which one is the second one?
The second one was where they actually showed the Dungeon of Torture, or the
Pit of Misery.
Yeah. They actually showed it, and they were in there, and you're like, oh man, this one. Now they've actually got several, and they're really good. You know what I'm saying? So they're really good sequels. I like the one recently where, you know, he has the wizard in there, and he's turning stuff into Bud Light, and he's like, turn me into Bud Light, and he's like, okay, and he's like, whoa. Just the throne, man. I can't believe you were actually going to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you know.
What's the other one? He's like, you know, I could do other things.
Yeah, and he's like,
no, I
can make you a miracle.
Yeah,
turn that into Bud Light.
Yeah, no, just the Bud Light thing. Just the Bud Light thing. Yeah, I like that one too. I like the one also where you know, he's apparently handing out Bud Light to everybody. And the very first case that he hands out, you know, the guy's like, wow, you're so generous, Super Bowl tickets for life. And he's like, no, I'm gonna need that one back. You know, like, that one's great. You know, he's like, yeah, no, I'm giving away every case but that one. Yeah, you guys can have all the rest. Yeah. It's
I gotta go. You guys are the best. Love everyone. Jody, keep up the good work.
Hey, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach, for all your support, brother.
Just as he's drinking a Rolling Rock, don't we?
Yeah, I know, but
don't count beer.
Give me the stink eye because our dryer just broke, so now I gotta fix it.
Don't bring that Rolling Rock.
Good luck with that.
What is it? Okay, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it, man. Good luck with the dryer, brother.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, fellas.
Dude, that's already, since the year started, the fourth person that I know who an appliance has gone out at. All the rest of them are freezers for some reason. I've had 3 other people since the year started have freezers go out and almost lose all their food. He's the fourth that had a dryer go out. So appliances, keep your hands and your ears peeled for your appliances, man. They're 2018 is wrecking havoc.
That's all. They don't make like they used to.
Yeah, it's wrecking havoc on the appliances. The one thing that is great about appliances, though, compared to all your other devices in your house, very fixable yourself. Most appliances, you can go down, get a part, get a band, get it.
You can get a part, yeah.
Unless it's a Samsung, you know, like they'll just blow up on you without notice, you know.
Yeah, they get your house on fire or something. Yeah. If you bought a Samsung appliance, you're an idiot, right? Because it's just gonna blow
electronics, you're cool. Appliances, you're fucked. You know.
Very true.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Mark?
I've got a Samsung TV and we got a Samsung washer and a Samsung dryer. So don't say anything.
Oh my God!
Oh, sorry, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah.
So far,
dryers are good though.
Almost 4 years old. No problems yet.
Yeah, the next show, Mark's like, man, we're in a hotel. My house caught on fire. The damn Samsung.
Battery pack hot.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Okay, I'm not making this up here. I have to go check on clothes that are currently drying in my 25-year-old Kenmore dryer.
That's dedication.
Kenmore.
Yeah, Kenmore. Now Kenmore just recently got sold, right? They sold.
That was back in October, I think.
Yeah. Wait, they finally.
Who bought them?
I don't know who bought them though. Who did they sell?
It was a weird third-party company.
Kenmore was made by Whirlpool, so who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody bought the name.
No. Sears sold the rights to Kenmore to some weird third party.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many acquisitions happening nowadays. It's crazy.
Kenmore was the biggest name they had, and they needed money. So,
Craftsman don't even be started on that. You know?
Yeah,
it's like any big name that you know. There's probably 3 different parties in partnership.
Yeah,
like two or 3. Like.
I keep seeing that they're selling Sears to sell Kenmore brand on Amazon.
Kenmore's already been sold, I believe.
Yeah, I thought so too. I heard about it. You're exactly right, man.
Amazon's the future, in my opinion.
Yeah, Amazon's everything, man.
Amazon.
Oh my God, I almost forgot. Okay. Thank you. We mentioned Amazon, and I remembered. I have a couple things to mention on this show. I know it's already over, but we're still technically going here. So I have to show you. So this is the dude, this is so near and dear to my heart. Amazon and some other thing that I love teamed up and finally offered the Dream Package. And this is it, my friends. Right here. Boom! Try new Oreo flavors each month with the Cookie Club subscription box. Look at that.
Ooh.
I can't do chocolate somehow, you know.
Look at that. Yeah. Each subscription package comes in a box decorated with the cookie's iconic design. Inside, recipients will find 2 snacks, which can be any combination of the brand's many cookies and candy bar flavors, such as classic Oreo and golden Oreo cookies as their examples. The delivery also includes a recipe card and an Oreo-inspired gift. That gift could be a mug, a hat, a game, or, etc. You get the idea. Amazon user... according to one Amazon user, the box for January included cinnamon Oreo cookies, right? Or chocolate hazelnut Oreos, an Oreo hot cocoa mix, Oreo socks, and a recipe for cinnamon Oreo mug cake.
Ooh.
Now, the subscriptions are monthly, and they run about $20 a month. Now, when you actually go on Amazon, so let me click this link here, and we'll let it take us on Amazon. When you actually go on Amazon, you're paying ahead of time sort of thing, right? So you have a 3-month subscription, and they'll send it to you every month for 3 months, $60. 6 months, $120. For the whole year, $239, so $240.
Okay.
So, and that's how they're doing it. Now, we have someone on the show now who saw some of these Oreos that I haven't been able to find yet, and who's currently leaving. Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But hot and spicy cinnamon Oreo, dude, that really sounds good. Do you have those, Tom? What are you showing me?
I'd be chomping on them right now.
I know, right?
Oh, really? You gonna live review these?
Oh no, that's why he left. He went to go rub my nose in it.
I want to live review right now.
That's what he. Look at Bum's got him. The chocolate hazelnut. I don't have those yet. He's the snob who sent me pictures of them, and I was like, "Ooh, boy, you're dead."
Oh, me and Bum are going in right now.
Oh, and Tom has the other one. You brat! Look at him. Oh, you're both are booted from the show now. Oh my God.
Hey, is this a share beer first?
It's possibly a share beer first, man.
Yeah, double Oreos.
I have people on the show that have Oreos before I do. That is ridiculous, man.
I'm curious what Bum thinks about the hazelnut.
Oh, they were great.
You noticed that they were great. Yeah.
They were.
I mean, it was basically like spreading Nutella on a vanilla cookie. I mean, you can imagine with how great that would taste, and that's what you're getting there. Yeah. I passed on the other ones, the ones that Tom has. They were side by side in Walmart, and I was like, I'm not going to buy both.
Oh.
And just the hazelnut really appealed to me. So.
Dude, Red Hots or hot tamales are like some of my favorite candies. I swear to God. And if those cookies taste anything like them, I'm gonna buy a case.
A case.
They smell you like Red Hot, the flavored bubblegum. Red Hot.
Yeah.
It smells like that.
Oh, okay.
It has a little bit of taste. It tastes more like a regular Oreo than anything, but it has a little bit of spice in there. From the cinnamon.
A lot of back end spice to it. Then I'm assuming.
So it is like the Red Hots. So they're They're
like
or like a hot
75.
tamale, maybe, like like that, like the spice, like a hot tamale.
Yeah. I mean, I highly enjoy them. I'm digging them.
They just seem so good with milk. Both of them really sound really good. Now, did you dunk any of them, or did you eat them without milk?
I don't have any milk at the moment, but
okay.
I feel like they'd be better in milk, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you go milk with yours, Bum, or no milk?
No, you know what? I usually don't have milk around the house anymore. It didn't when I bought them. It should have occurred to me to buy milk, but it didn't. So I think I ended up washing them down with some Diet Sun-Kissed orange.
Oh!
Wow! He's on an orange theme right now.
Orange? Yeah. 45 orange and Oreos. Oh.
Well, now I would say this right now, Bum. I would say right now, like, I'm going to go out and seek that Colt 45 that you had for the Malt Liquor Report. I'm going to seek that out and do a quick review just for you.
Okay, well, Lance, I will warn you, since my original report, which was, about 90 minutes ago now, I will slightly amend things from what I said earlier about I would buy this again to, based on the way it made me feel a little bit after I completed it. It was a good one. It was a good one-time purchase, but I don't know if I would.
No, fair enough. I'll buy a double tall boy, one for review, one for personal use, like I always do, or something like that. So you're okay.
Yeah, but it was certainly no drain pour, and it was drinkable. But as I got more and more towards the end of it, it started tasting kind of funky.
Okay, so it's more of the I'll keep my mouth shut far as what I think of that. But I reserve just when I drink it.
Yeah.
Another thing I felt that was worthy of, and this is more towards Mark's expertise, but I thought, since it's a financial thing that kind of will affect us all, and some people might have the need to get, a little frightened over it, but I don't think it is. It's progress. Visa joins other major U.S. credit card companies in getting rid of signatures. So it's a short little article, so I'll read it because it's kind of important. It's going to affect most of us here in North America. Visa announced that starting in April, it will get rid of the requirement for signatures on credit card purchases in North America. Now that Visa's on board, all 4 of the major credit card companies are removing signature requirements. American Express, Discover, and MasterCard already announced that they are doing away with signatures as well. Like other companies, Visa claims that the improved security brought by the recent addition of EMV chips, along with other security improvements, make it so signatures are no longer required. According to Visa's post announcing the change, the company is only doing away with signatures for merchants that have switched over to chip readers or completely contactless payments. Stores that have not yet to upgrade will still need signatures. Additionally, Visa is only making the signature requirement optional. Retailers can still decide to require it if they choose. So
okay, I have a question. Okay, I'm gonna say this before Mark answers. Okay, I've been on both sides of the coin as a business owner, as a consumer.
Okay,
I don't mind a business checking my signature. Meaning, it's like I write my signature, they want to see ID and check it against it. That's that extra step to make sure for fraud.
Exactly.
That's just me. Now, Mark, you might be a little bit different. That's just me.
No, I don't mind when people ask to see my signature, but the thing with credit cards, if it's a fraudulent thing, they're taking a risk by not requiring a signature. So if there's a fraudulent purchase, then if the credit card owner notices it, they'll get a charge back and not have to pay it, and the credit card company's gonna have to write it off. So, but I don't complain when somebody asks to see my ID, although it doesn't happen very often anymore because almost nobody requests. I could write Ben Franklin as my signature and it always gets approved.
Yeah, right. It just
I don't mind that. It's like they just want to make like especially the super small business owners, I don't mind showing my signature or a second ID. I don't mind that. You know,
because if you get a fraudulent charge and you charge it back, then the small business gets it. I mean, they take the hit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
But I have noticed personally that a lot more. I know that it used to be like, I think $25 and under, you didn't require a signature a lot of times. So you would just, even for your debit, you'd swipe it and then it would just go through. But I'm noticing more and more no signatures required. And I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times I'd rather just get out of there as quick as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I can kind of see, because I think with bringing America up, and I just say America, but North America really up to speed, because I think we're now catching up to the rest of the world, aren't we, with this sort of thing? I think Europe and the Asian countries are way ahead of us as far as this goes, and they kind of, I think I've heard that from people that travel a lot, and they say when you go overseas, you use the chip a lot anyway, and you never sign for anything anyway, and it's kind of, so it's just a matter of catching us Americans up to speed, isn't it?
Correct. Okay, fair enough.
I think it's about reducing less.
When you get a fraudulent charge and you dispute it and they take it off your card, then the merchant is the one that takes the hit. So I have no problem with the business asking to verify your signature, but it just doesn't happen very much anymore.
I'd like to know. In Japan, it's a little easier because I don't know if there's more people scamming people out there. There's a lot of people out in the United States, I think, scamming, in my opinion. Getting credit card numbers, anything, vice versa. I don't know if it's just the culture out there is more acceptable to the technology.
It's hard for me to say it. I think I brought this up in either the morning coffee show on Sunday or we had a Friday share beer, did we?
Yeah.
I brought it up on one of the two shows, and I said I was going to bring it up on the main show as well. I wish I'd have brought it up earlier so you catch the majority of viewers. But I think it's just a matter of catching us up to the rest of the world, and this is part of that evolution of the chip. I think that was what the chip's purpose was, is to be more secure. And with
the big thing here is a lot of times they take your card away and then bring it back, so you don't know what happens to your card when they take it away. I mean, I think most of the time when I've had fraudulent charges, it's been at a restaurant, where somebody takes the card to the back and they swipe it twice, once in the real one and then once in their scanner that they sell, and somebody makes charges. Whereas in Europe, a lot of times they'll bring it right to your table, so that the card doesn't disappear. It never leaves your table, really.
Yeah, well, and that's the cool thing about like Applebee's. I go to Applebee's, and even at the bar, they have those deals, and you pay right there. You don't even have to wait. I love that because I don't have. How many times have you been, at a restaurant, Applebee's or a Chili's, sort of big chain sort of restaurant, and you're just waiting for the waiter to come back. You've been done for a half hour, and you're like, dude, really, where are you at? And they make it so convenient now because they have these little tablet sort of things that are on your table or at the bar even, and you just pay right there and leave. It's great,
Absolutely.
I think for me personally, that's a more beneficial thing than the self-checkout at the grocery store. I still want a person checking me out when I'm at a Home Depot or when I'm at a grocery store personally. I see in my general experience, a lot of people, some people using them at the grocery stores or at the Walmarts, but a lot of people still preferring to just have an actual person scan that stuff because you run into problems and then you got to wait on a person anyway, but the self-check at a restaurant, man, is great because when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, I'm full, I'm ready. Get me out of here. You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand that part.
I've had enough. My kids screaming, all that stuff is happening. You know what I'm saying? I want out of here.
I got a quick question. Has anybody ever used the Google two-factor authentication?
I do. I use it on this account. On this account right now,
I feel like they need to bring that more into the credit card and that space. because when you make a purchase, you should have to put a number in. It only pops for that 30, 40 seconds, but it knows at that point in time that number was the correct number for that point in time.
Well, that's the huge perk to Apple Pay, right? That is the big plus to it, is that it does have that verification. Like, if you have it in there and they accept it, it also has that added benefit of the Targets and the other stores that have had them hacked on their end. That once you scan your card, it stays in their system for a couple of days. I think it's 3 days maybe, and that's where it's been hacked. Versus Apple Pay only stays in there during that period that it's approved, and they never really quite have all your information. It's a trip how that technology works. So it's actually way more secure, and it's not just Apple Pay. Android has their Pay, Google Pay. Those sorts of pay systems are supposed to be, a lot better as far as that goes.
I mean, in my opinion, the number one thing to worry about is your email address. If someone can contact your email address, they can receive emails from websites to change your password and such.
Yeah, I mean, that's
controlling your email address is very important.
Always a problem.
Yeah.
If you have too many accounts coming back to one email address, you will have ruckus when they get into your email address. They'll have recent emails that they can go back and fluster with, and you know what I mean. Sky's the limit for them.
Yeah, it can definitely lead to a lot of different problems. Yeah, if someone hacks in your email, absolutely, they can they can set up other accounts because they can get their verification email. There's a lot of different things they can do. You bet. Yeah, it can really jack up your life there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I get some sleep. I gotta work tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we're almost done anyway. I appreciate it though, Lance. Thank you very much for all your support, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problems. Like, but a rare Tuesday night. Be careful. Remember, fear the ruins. Stay tuned for the next edition of Lance Lush.
Cheers, Lance.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's I do appreciate everyone's support. I wanted to get those two little pieces out to everybody. I thought it's some decent, a little fun piece there, and then something that kind of affects us all. We all make credit card purchases or debit card purchases, and something to be aware of that's coming. It's you can choose to be scared of it, but I just think it's something that's the future of this whole thing. Like it's and unfortunately, as things get easier and more convenient for us, it also gets more convenient for the people that like to be a little sideways, So we have to.
I personally am waiting for those sliding devices with the carbon paper to come back.
Yeah, those were. I used to still run into people like that, that if their little system went down, that's what they resorted to. I've had people, literally, take my credit card. I as recently as just 2017 this happened, and have to make a copy of it like that, and then okay, I'll run it later, man. Is that going to be all right? Yeah, I don't give a rip. You know what I'm saying? Because if you screw it up, that's on you. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? So I just got stuff for free if you miss. You know what I'm saying? So
I worked for a place that was still using one of those things well into the 1990s.
Do they scan your license when you buy liquor?
No.
Whenever I buy liquor, 2 or 3 stores around me, they scan the back of my ID.
I've had that
every
done
time
before. Yeah, they'll take the magnetic strip and run it, sort of thing.
No, they just scan it, and it goes into their computer. I guess I don't know if they do it for, like records of sales, but I don't know why they do it. I don't know if it's for a state.
I would imagine it's just a more secure way for the company that they're working for to say, we actually did ID this person, Unfortunately, Tom, what happens at my age, I don't consider myself old, but at my age, I very rarely get carded. I just,
it's like,
I just
really?
when I get carded, I actually thank them. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Because, but I very rarely get carded. When I do, it's almost an inconvenience because I'm like, I expect not to. So when I do, I'm like, oh, okay, at least they're checking, but I still have to dig in my pocket and get my wallet.
Like, really? You want my ID?
Yeah. I don't blame you for carding me because I literally just turned 21. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't get carded that much at all anymore. So I wouldn't really know, about all they ask me for is my stupid phone number or my zip code so they can, put it in their system. Everybody thinks they're Radio Shack these days, but
Wait, they take your phone? They take your phone number?
Yeah, phone number or zip code. Yeah.
Oh, see, that's different. They don't do that to us, boy. They be taking your phone number. They call your house?
No, they just kind of want it for for instance, Total Wine has a membership little sort of system going there, so you can get discounts. It's kind of like their your grocery store has their own little discount card, right? And that Total Wine has so they'll ask you for your, you don't have to, but you there might be some little discount, on whatever you're buying. There rarely is for me, but every once in a blue moon.
Stuff there, then you get some discounts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I did I didn't mention that I had my first honey mead yesterday. I was slurping down a bunch of cask beer last night after a photo shoot, and the bartender offered me some samples that mead they had was $15 and $16 for a 5-ounce pour. Ooh.
God damn.
I'm sorry, was that Earth?
Was it super sweet?
Yes. Won't do that again, I promise you. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was so much like wine that it's just not my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if there's ladies involved, then you're like, yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do what you got to do, including drink wine. For me, that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm drinking wine, that's what happens there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that would be, so I could imagine how much a bottle of mead must cost. It must be $40, I would imagine, at least.
Expensive, because mead is fermented from honey, and honey's expensive. Real honey is a lot more expensive than or sugar or whatever.
That's what I was explaining to. I mean, I don't know the whole process that goes into mead. I mean, I know it's fermented honey, but I'm like, anything that involves bees is expensive, and I know that from trucking for over 20 plus years now. Because I've known and I've been in a position to haul bees, but since I wasn't bee qualified, I didn't have bee insurance and all these sorts of things that have to go on. Sounds crazy, but all these sorts of things are insanely expensive. Yeah. So the whole process everything that it goes in and around bees is expensive because bees control our system. Bees, they have to pollinate and they have to do what they do in order for us to enjoy things we do, things that we eat. They control our whole ecosystem.
Yeah, there's a huge business in people shipping bees from one area of the country to the other as stuff is coming.
Yeah,
ready to be pollinated. So they'll start in California and they'll go to the the Southwest, and then it'll go to the Midwest and East Coast, and it'll start all over.
Yeah, and that's I was in when I pulled flatbed. When I used to pull flatbed, that's when I was in a position to haul bees a couple times, and I had to tell them I don't have bee insurance. I'm not bee qualified. You know what I'm saying?
Is it an actual category in the insurance?
Oh, you bet. Whoo, you better. It's like $1 million insurance policy. It's sick.
Wow.
You have to have a lot of insurance to haul bees. Yeah, because it's a big deal. Man, you can kill people if you. Not only can you physically kill people in a truck if you wreck, okay, but if you wreck and those bees get out, you can kill and affect a whole ecosystem. Think about it.
You don't want to crash a bees because, man, you could get stung.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that can die from bee stings, and then it affects a whole like it affects a whole system. Like it could affect different diseases in a particular area. It can affect a lot of things, man. It's crazy the different things that can happen with bees. It's wild, man. But in any case, yeah, I know this deep conversation about stupid bees. But in any case, and I like what Craig says. Don't worry, be happy. That had to be said, right? But in any case, no, I did get to try mead, and it was so much like wine but really sweet though. I can even appreciate wine because a lot of wines aren't that sweet. Dear God, this was really, and when they had a little list, and it was probably I would say 8 or 9 deep as far as different meads they had there at that brewery that I went to, and most of them were berry centered, blueberry, some sort of berry based, right? And then I had one. I can't even tell you all the berries that were in this thing, but it was. I'm not gonna call it bad. It's just not my thing. I mean, I like I said, unless there's ladies involved, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't care what I'm drinking. I'm happy about the ladies.
It's all about the ladies, man. Yeah. I think that's why most of us do the crazy stuff we do, isn't it? It's generally over a lady. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because certain things got to happen, and if I gotta, if all it takes is drinking mead or wine to, it's going to get done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if it was malt liquor. But if it's the kind of woman that's going to drink malt liquor, probably not going to be worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, no, we can pass on that one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was all right. I had one that was, I don't know, some blackberry and blueberries and all sorts of berries in there, and it was pretty darn sweet. And the other one was the same sort of thing, but it was peanut butter and jelly, and it literally mimicked a perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They were going after a peanut butter and Welch's grape sort of thing, and since that mead is so sweet, it really did mimic that grape jelly sort of taste. And of course, you can get peanut butter's duplicated very well in drinks, I think, these days. A lot of breweries make it really well, and apparently the meaderies do just as well a job, because the minute it was poured and I smelled it, I was like, oof, that is peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? So they also had barrel aged meads, which shocked me. I was like, wow, you've got a bourbon barrel aged mead? What's that all about? You know what I'm saying? And she goes, yeah, I wouldn't try that one if I was you. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine something that sweet in a bourbon barrel aged.
Yeah,
I mean, unless it's maple syrup.
Yeah.
It's just like,
you ever had bourbon barrel aged maple syrup?
No.
Oh,
probably.
You're getting into a whole different field there. It's delicious.
What is that like? And you still put that on pancakes?
Yeah, I remember. I used to work for a delivery service as a helper, and we went to one place and they gave us samples, and it was bourbon. It was actual bourbon barrel aged maple syrup and different bourbon barrels for a certain amount of time, and it was probably like $60 a bottle for like 20 ounces, 30 ounces of it.
Yeah.
There's better be some damn good pancakes. I'm telling you right now.
It was delicious.
Or the best waffles I've ever had in my life. Yeah, and it better have like everything the best that I've ever had in my life. If I'm taking that kind of maple syrup and pouring it over them, dear God, you're an important person, right?
And the question arises: would you put that syrup on Eggos?
Yeah. Huh? That's what I'm talking. Yeah. That's.
They're not the worst thing ever.
And like a friend of mine on Instagram posted a picture of him, sampling some really good whiskey over a couple of cubes last night, and then he told me it's $100 a bottle type whiskey, right? And I'm like, okay, all right, maybe I'll get me some. You know what I'm saying? You could treat yourself to a nice drink like that every once in a while, or a really good beer. You might spend some serious cash on. I'm going to age this for a while, and then we're going to sample this. Oh, but once it comes to something you got to put on food, you're like, oh, because now that not only does that have to be good, but the food's got to be good.
Yeah.
I can't think of like the last waffle I had.
And you get their takeout big breakfast without the syrup, and then you come home and you put some of your bourbon barrel aged syrup on top of your McDonald's.
Yeah, on top of your McDonald's microwave pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the butter's got to be the best freshest butter you've ever had in your life. The waffles got to be the best possible Belgian style waffles I've ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like the small waffles or the big waffles? Do you like to stack the smalls or have like a couple of big ones?
Let me tell you, Tom. It's the type of mood I'm in, baby.
All right.
One big tea waffle.
Shit. That was hilarious.
Sometimes I just want a quick one, man. You know what I'm saying?
Pop it out and eat
it. Sometimes I just want one to, take the time with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Okay, guys, I guess we'll get out of here, man. Enough crazy waffle talk and bourbon barrel aged syrup talk. So, oh my God! But you're in syrup country, right? Like in your part of the country, there's a lot of syrup is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Vermont. I mean, we have a lot of maple trees.
Mm-hmm.
Are there maple trees? I don't know. Are there maple trees in other parts of the country? Like, do you guys?
Yeah, but they're not as good as maple trees up north.
I mean, they have. I remember
we have
when I
maple
was.
trees, but you got to have a special kind of. I think it's sugar maples is what you want.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we have. I don't think we have sugar maples here, but I mean they have sugar maples in like Pennsylvania, Ohio, the Midwest and that type of stuff, and they make syrup, but it's not the same as Vermont or Canadian maple syrup.
It literally freezes over. It's just a liquid from the tree, and it just freezes over. I remember when I was younger, I went to the place and I don't know what they did, but they heated it up, make it to a syrup, and it was delicious. It's just liquid. It's more liquid than thick. If you've had real maple syrup.
Yeah, now you're gonna make me watch YouTube videos on this crap. I swear to God, that's how my mind works.
Yeah.
I swear.
Don't worry. Next week, Joe will be an expert in syrup making.
Swear to God. Oh, don't forget. Yeah, there's no show this Friday. Because I was gonna say, yeah, by the next show, I swear to God, I'll be an expert. Yeah, in my queue, I'll have like every single maple syrup video that's ever been on YouTube ever. But yeah, I will. I promise you. I'll close this out. And I'll jump on the couch right there, and I'll fire up my Apple TV, and I'll turn on YouTube, and I'll just like, what would be a good search for maple syrup? How to make maple syrup, or how to make it, and that'll be it. That'll be my life for tonight. It's I won't even tell you it. We're almost 80 here in Phoenix already. You know what I'm saying? I know that's.
Hey Joe, I just gotta tell you that sounds like a pretty sweet night.
Yeah. And that's coming from a pilot. That's coming from a real live guy that sounds like a pilot.
Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be a very sweet night. You're looking into a. You just stepped on a sweet flight.
Okay, guys, we're out of here, man. Thanks for everyone hanging out for so long, man. I appreciate it, man. We'll see you guys. All right. Peace out, man.
Next time.
Keep your appliances safe.
Later, guys.